We are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank you for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. Actually, I do know where to start. That's going to be Trump's speech last night. Basically, the State of the Union address, although it's technically not called that, but it was a great speech. A lot of tear-jerking moments. The mainstream media hated on it so bad. Oh, man, it was so bad. We will talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Stephen A. Smith versus The View. It's pretty interesting to get a guy like that to come on to The View and speak his mind. What are they really going to tell him? Oh, you don't know anything. You're a white man. No. You're a Republican conservative. No. What are they going to tell him? He's like a regular normie going to this den of hens and expressing his mind, and they can't really say too much about him. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we got copycat Democrats. What's the number now? 23 Democrats recorded the exact same video in the exact same way with the exact same editing right before Trump's speech. It's like I could have put a little bit of a little different editing, a little bit different words, changed it up a little bit. You're just going to straight copy the paper. I mean, good grief, man. If your math teacher catches you doing that, you're going to get an automatic F. We'll talk about Bill Maher. We'll talk about Xzibit. We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a whole lot going on. There's a whole lot of videos, a whole lot of reactions. Hey, you know what? I just want to say one thing right away, off rip. The little boy, the 13-year-old boy who has brain cancer and has had multiple brain surgeries, the left found a way to attack that little boy. I mean, just the craziest things. And I ain't talking about just the people on television, the pundits, the talking heads, not just them. We'll talk about them a little bit more a little bit later, or I got some footage from them, but I'm talking about just reading comments. Okay, here's a little boy who was a brain cancer survivor. There's no way you can politicize that and make it be a bad thing. What did they say? Oh, well, Trump cut cancer research. Somebody told me that the little kid was trash. It's like, really? So I'm just trying to understand, because I keep getting told by these people that Trump's a racist. He hates black people, all this, that, and the third. When in reality, before he became the president, nobody ever said that. Before 2015, Donald Trump was a friend to the black community. We all loved him. This is a known fact, and nobody can get on Al Gore's interwebs and tell me anything different. I got pictures. I got statements. I got financial records. I got all of that going back years and years and years to back up what I'm saying. He brings out a boy, 13-year-old black boy, battling brain cancer, wants to be a police officer, everything you would want. Resilience of the American people, wanting to protect and serve. He comes out there, gets an honorary badge, and hugs the director of the of Secret Service. That should make a regular person get some kind of way emotional. It don't matter what color you are, what language you speak, what gender you are. None of that matters. That should be a heartwarming moment. But what was it for the left? Oh, he cut cancer research. This is a prop. It's a stunt. It's crazy. So I'm just trying to understand, like, what do we do? What are we doing here? You say that he hates black people, but if I say that I like Trump when everybody else liked him, then I'm somehow a bad black person. You bring out the black kid, he's bad, he's a stunt, you don't care about that. So, moral of the story, before we go too deep into it, and we're going to approach that topic in a little bit, but my point is that these people are completely fake. They say they love you and they want to support you. It's all BS. It's all BS. A lot of your white liberals, especially, that's the bane of my existence. The bane of my existence. I'm the kind of guy where I get along with everybody. I talk to anybody. You could be a dope fiend on the street. You could be somebody, some big executive, big investor. Like literally in one day, I might go to an event, right? And I've done this. This is true story, short story. So I'm going to the Lincoln Day dinner out here in Chattanooga some years ago. And I'm at the table with, here's the governor, Bill Lee, Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton, right next to me at the table. And right next to me is this donor, mega donor, a local mega donor. And he just starts talking to me within 5 minutes. Hey, did you want to get into politics? I mean, you'd be great. You'd be fantastic. Nothing but love at this table. Everybody's respectful. Ain't nobody trying to say nothing weird. No off-color racial humor. Everybody's just chilling at this table with all these people. But right before that, I'm outside walking to the place and I'm talking to people just outside. One guy might have been a smoker. One guy is a regular person. One girl's a regular person. I'll speak to anybody, but on that side, it's not quite that way. They'll say that they love black people. They love the downtrodden. They love this, that, and the third. But when faced with living with them, near them, they go far away. They point the finger and turn their nose up at the white Southerner, call him a racist, call him a hater, say that, oh, well, you voted for Trump because you're racist. Meanwhile, they live in the South where it's more of us black folks down here with them, the so-called racist. The ones who were calling them a racist live in a place where it's 100% white. Nobody black is anywhere around. Nobody of any other color except for their house servants and people that pick their fruit and make their beds. That's why Barack Obama said that many years ago, talking about illegal aliens. Oh, they're fruit pickers and bed makers. That's what they think of these people. And they think because they are white liberals, superior, that anyone else is inferior, but they're coming at it from an altruistic point of view. They think they are the parents and we are the children. They think that's not racist. White Southerners down here don't see it that way. They say, hey, I'm a man, you're a man. Let's both act right. Let's both bring forth things to society. And that's it. I'm not going to be your father. I'm not going to be your permanent. You're not going to be able to permanently leech off of me. You do your own thing. I do my own thing. A lot of your DC people, a lot of your white liberals don't see it that way. Do I make sense right now? Because that's been on my mind for quite a bit. That has been on my mind for quite a bit. We saw it during the migrant crisis, didn't we? Didn't I cover stories up there in the very white area, Massachusetts, all kind of stuff? Didn't I cover it? Didn't I show how they will have an illegal alien living with them? And then once you kind of dig into it, hey, what's that illegal alien doing in your house? Oh, just a little bit of cooking, a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of chores. Yeah, just a few chores. Oh, so you got a slave. You got slavery back. Oh, okay, cool. But at the same time, you talk about the white Southerner being racist. Make it make sense. Anyway, it's really funny. But once you see how people are and what this world and country really is, and it makes sense. And I don't care what color you are in the chat. If you are on the same page with me, ideologically, we're all the same. We are not the racist ones. They are. We just don't tolerate BS from anybody, regardless of what color you are. Okay, you're a black person. Does that mean you have carte blanche to go steal, rob, loot, kill? No, you don't. You're a white person. Can you do that? No, you can't. It should be equal. You are a white person and you do this, a black person and you do this, any kind of color and you do this, go to the penitentiary. It's simple. Not different levels of justice for this person or if you got money. That's how the majority of us feel, which is why Trump had the mandate. Okay, 89% of counties shifting red. All the swing states going to Trump. This was a regular person revote. A regular person revote is what we just had in the 2024 presidential election. That's what it was. Irregular people are upset, and a lot of their grift is being taken away because you got to think about it. These irregular people, how are they going to survive in society if not for stealing taxpayer money that we create and then using it for themselves? How could they have that multi-million-dollar mansion in Northern Virginia near DC without taking money from you and I? They couldn't do it. They can't really create anything in society that benefits anyone. So they have to steal, rob, loot from us. That's why it's not really a big deal for them to allow the actual on the street stealing, looting, and robbing. They're doing the same thing that the bigwig in DC area is doing. It's the exact same thing. But the difference is that there's not so much violence when you're talking about big money being stolen from USAID and things of this nature. But on the street level, they can just go loot and rob and whatnot, using the violence, using the destruction. But it's the exact same thing. Your boy Ray Epps, who we all can suspect at least, because I don't want to get sued by whoever is behind Ray Epps, but we can all assume that this guy is a Fed and was sent to stoke the fire during January 6th. Because why do you have this massive ranch? Why are you not being arrested? You see what's going on? How much was he paid to do all that? It was probably a pretty penny. And who is behind him being paid all this money to do whatever he's doing? It's got to be some of the same people behind the mainstream media. Why do they protect him so much? You got to ask the question. January 6th is their 9/11, meaning that's the leftist 9/11, January 6th. So why is a guy who got on TV and said, go into the Capitol, why is he being protected by those people? It should be a slam dunk. If J6 is your 9/11, then someone who incited J6 should be your Osama bin Laden. But somehow he's your Martin Luther King. I don't understand. Make it make sense. And shout out to our retired Chicago police officer friend, may he rest in peace. One thing that he said that I remember is, look, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And the whole Ray Epps thing, you're racist if you don't want migrants, it doesn't make sense. It's not true. But anyway, that was on my chest. We got a whole lot to get into. We have a whole lot to get into today. Shout out to you guys for being here. Yet again, I appreciate y'all for joining. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a lot going on, so I'm going to get straight to it. Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to ABLmerch.com. That is ABLmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right on the website. Visit right now, ABLmerch.com. Also, go to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the description box, or just go to it in your browser, patriotpost.us. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Again, ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. You'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, you're able to find sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the Democratic, Republican, politically agnostic, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, AnthonyBLogan.com. Again, ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the contact page of the website, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact-us. There you'll be able to find my email address, my snail address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok. Yes, I am 1,000 years old on TikTok, but it's fine. I'm there because I tell you what, you're talking about some people that have limited brain capacity, low IQ, low information. I'm talking about if you were to say, hey, here's C-Spot Run, read that and then give me a book report. They're going to be struggling. They're going to struggle to read C-Spot Run. You're going to find some of that kind of energy on the TikToks. Okay, I mean, mouth-breathing, drooling morons. Drooling worse than Nancy Pelosi with the polydent just not sticking. The polygrip, the polydent was not polydenting or polysticking. I'm talking about them dentures were surfing on her tongue. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, okay, at a certain point, Miss Pelosi, you have multi-millions of dollars. Got this beautiful estate in San Francisco. You got these nice fancy wigs and things of this nature, jewelry. Can we invest a teeny bit of your fortune into a good pair of dentures? How about we do a GoFundMe, Nancy Pelosi's dentures and Maxine Waters? I could share a pair of dentures, throw them in your mouth, boom, and they ain't going nowhere. Can we invent a more strong polydent? I'm just joking, but seriously, you got all that money, get yourself together. That's all I'm saying. Same thing with Zelenskyy. It's like, bro, how many billions of dollars does it take for you to get one suit? Take a little trip to Men's Warehouse. Look, I will tell you, my tailor, she's the best tailor on the whole East Coast of the US of A. Okay? Go to my tailor. She's not going to hit you in the head. It's going to be cheap. It's going to be easy. And they might not have your size, or they might. Okay. Have you guys ever seen like a little boy suit, like a child suit? It's like one hanger for everything. It's like a little, it's like you come out there like this. Okay, here's your suit. Okay, I come out there with a suitcase like this. All right, Zelenskyy, here's your suit. Put that on. That'll work. Put a suit on. When you refuse to wear a suit, when you have $1 trillion, now you're just slapping me in the face, basically. I want money. Give me money right now. I want money. I don't wear suits. I'm Russian. I don't wear suits. It's like, bro, come on, man. That ain't going to be it. I need you to put a suit on if you want to ask for a few $1 billion. But get what, though? Guess what? Trump to cut the money off now, or at least paused it. So, hey, man, ain't no more cocaine. Ain't no more none of that type of stuff. Ain't no more Bugattis, like the dude would say. Ain't no more Bugattis. Ain't no more cocaine until you decide to act right. And for real, I want this whole Ukraine war to come to an end, because it'll never end if we keep just funding it. We're just throwing money in the black hole. We're trying to wear down the Russian Federation, but it's like all we're doing is creating death, and it'll never stop until everybody's dead. So at a certain point, can we stop? Can we end it? That might be a good idea. But anyway, shout out to the Ukrainians. Shout out to the Russians. I want peace all over the world. Doesn't matter where it is. But anyway, let me come back to the contact page. If you're ever wondering if you're speaking to me on the interwebs or not, just cross-reference the method of communication. I don't have a phone number to give you aside from this phone number right here. And by the way, since I'm right here talking about the phone number, so I did my Googles, I did my research, and you guys might have seen about Skype coming to an end. So they're going to discontinue Skype on May 5th of this year. Now, they could do an about face, but I don't think so. I don't know why they're doing this. They say that they want to focus on Teams, Microsoft Teams, but Microsoft Teams is not Skype. So Skype gave me the ability to have voice calls, like on the actual cell phone. People could call me and I could talk to them and you could hear. And I could also have video chats. Teams does not do that. Okay, I don't see an option for a phone number. And then the whole video part, I don't even really see how that's going to be as functional or efficient as Skype is right now as far as my show. So my number will expire and Skype will no longer work after May 5th. Now, what I do have already is a backup phone number. I already got it set up on Google Voice. So what'll probably happen, I might start doing that. I might start doing that like Saturday, really. And what I'll do, it'll be a new number. You just call that number and it won't be any Skype or it won't be any kind of video calling capabilities. But I might be able to fix that. But as far as the number, it'll be a new number on Google Voice. So nothing will change if you're a regular caller. Just call that number rather than this number. That'll be it. So I'll probably start that on Saturday. Like Bruce says, Teams is garbage. Did Teams get phone numbers? But see, Teams does not have the instant video call, does it? I don't know. And the thing about, even if Teams has numbers, I can't port the Skype number. So it's like, it don't make a difference. It'll make a difference. Yeah. So, now I got a question for you guys. Could do Discord, but okay, now here's a question I have for you guys, because you guys are very smart and you know more than I do about everything. So I'm gonna come to y'all. So what would be a good video call solution? I don't want StreamYard or nothing like that because I don't want nobody to be like, I want it to be like Skype where I could just video call you and place you on the screen in an optional fashion. I could put you right here, right below my screen. And if I don't want you there, I could just take you off, but the audio could still be heard. So my question is, how is Teams for video calling? I could use Zoom. Yes, I could use Zoom. Or here's a better question. Is Teams better than Zoom for video calling? Or is it the other way around? It said Discord also has video. All in all, Discord has the best option. Okay. Zoom is good. So you guys are saying Zoom over Teams. Now, here's another question. How about Zoom over Discord? Which one? Discord or Zoom? Y'all let me know. Ron says Teams is really good. So I'm seeing mixed reviews about Teams. About the same. Zoom is better. Zoom better than Teams. Okay. But is Zoom better than Discord? Because I want the option to be able to audio call only and also video call. And I want to be able to screen share it without having to be on my screen like StreamYard does. I don't want StreamYard. Okay, about the same. Teams is trash. Not Uvu. Kid 504. You were OG with that one. Uvu, that's way back in the day. But that's a good question though, because I think that did do it. Are all free? That's a good question, actually. Discord's woke. Zoom's easier. Teams is a pain. All right, so what I'm going to do, Mouse says I'm out on all of them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to test over the weekend or just in my free time. I'm going to test Zoom and see how it works and also Discord. All right. So a lot of you guys are saying Discord. Okay. So I think Discord might be the way it goes. But either way, I'll let you guys know what it is. Now, as I always say, whether it's Discord, Zoom, Google Voice, Skype, what I always tell you guys is please be aware of the scammers. The scammers are getting more and more thirsty because the economy is off the hook. They're getting thirsty out here. They're doing a little bit of everything. They're doing the phishing scams. They're doing the number spoofing. They're doing whatever they can to get you. Just know that ABL will never reach out to you talking about, hey, you can get the money through the gift card. I'm not going to do that. So if anybody hits you up like that, talking like they're me, using my picture and my name in the comment section, talking about email me here, I will give you it's not me. I promise it's not. Don't get scammed. I promise I don't have anything to do with Bitcoin, Forex, nothing like that. If it looks kind of fishy, you got a second kind of little, that's weird. Is ABL on YouTube asking me to send him 10,000 Apple iTunes gift cards? If you got to pause like that and think about it, your pause, your hunch, your inclination, your intuition is probably telling you the right thing. Don't do it. Leave it alone. My email is very easy to remember. contact@anthonyblogan.com. You could go straight to my website. It's right there on the website. If the email does not come from that email, it's not me. If it's a comment on YouTube, don't believe it. I'm not going to send you some random janky 30,000 digit WhatsApp number. I don't live in Lagos, Nigeria. I don't live in Kaliningrad Oblast, Poland, or somewhere crazy like this. So let's just not do that in 2025. Nobody has time to be scammed and losing all their hard-earned money. All righty. Yeah, the crypto bots are crazy, ain't they, Decoy Voice? The crypto bots are crazy. And you know what? Some of the bots on my videos are actually kind of kind. It's funny because the girl bots, I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say the PORN word, but the girl bots that come like immediately as soon as anyway, I'm way too deep into this story. But anyway, the bots that appear right when I post a video, they always give like positive affirmations. Oh, this is a great video. It's so funny. And I almost want to interact, but then I'm realizing, okay, this is a bot. And what y'all don't want to do is interact with the bots, even if it's to call them a bot. Just don't interact with them. Leave them be. And a lot of times they'll get deleted by the Googles, or I'll delete them if I see it. All righty. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Hold on. Pickle Grammar says any additions to other apps like Twitch or Rumble. I'm not quite sure what the question is. If the question is, am I on those? I am on Rumble, but Twitch, I have a Twitch, but I feel like for me to be on Twitch, I need to be like a cam girl or I need to be a 19-year-old black dude. So it's like, where do I fit in right there? I don't really know. Is there a space for conservative political politics on Twitch? Y'all let me know. Do they want to hear from me on Twitch or do they want to hear Amaranth or Speed or Casanite? Y'all let me know. You know, I want to go where it makes sense to go. I don't want to be Paw walking up in the club. It's like, bro, why are you in here? We're like 18 years old in high school. What's happening? So I don't want to go into the wrong location, right? Yes, those are bots, CB. Those are bots. All right. Extreme D says Teams is just Skype. It has phone number and video call. I don't know how to set it up, man. And I feel like I'm a tech guy, but the phone number part, I don't know how to really do it. I think I'm gonna have to just do some studying to see which one. But I feel like you guys are telling me Discord is probably the best. So that'll probably be what it is. Yeah, you wouldn't go on Twitch, Steve or Nicholas. Yeah, so maybe that's not for me. If your name is not Amaranth, you're not some pretty young white lady or a 19-year-old, a black streamer, and shout out to all of them though. Shout out to them. That's their platform. It makes sense for them to be there. All right. It's kind of like how when I was young, MySpace was a spot for the young people. That was our thing, MySpace. And then as times progress, things change. A lot of the people right now who are on Twitch never had a MySpace. It just is what it is. But anyway, let me see. You've witnessed AI fighting with AI. Man, look, I don't even want to. It's going to get kind of weird, man. I feel like the Matrix might not necessarily be, it might not be fiction. It might be kind of a documentary, but I hope not. Hopefully we're able to keep everything under wraps. Yeah, I saw that. Resolution says, did you see Amaranth got attacked by robbers and her husband shot one? I did see that. Yeah, that was really crazy. And I don't want to make jokes about that because that's a real thing. Y'all know I got swatted, so that's a serious thing. I'm glad that she's all right and the husband is good. And shout out to them for having their pistol, Second Amendment all day long. Shout out to them. Hey, that could have ended a lot worse. So yeah, and I don't play like me. You want to try to come up in here? I have one rule only. We can talk on the interwebs. We can have a good time here, but don't come to my house. Don't come to my house because now you're in a different place. Being virtual or going to a place where it's public and people can meet, that's fine. But coming to my private residence, hey man, I got a whole lot of surprises. I got booby traps, all of that. So I suggest you don't do it. I suggest you don't do it for real. All right. Well, somebody said AOL Messenger. Hey, AIM. Listen, what's that? KC458. AIM was the best. The best social media app really was MySpace. And AIM, if you had AIM and MySpace together, man, that was like the first. I was able to make money off of MySpace and AIM. Like, I go way back. I was able to make money off IRC and all of that. I go way, way back. Way, way back. Those days, cowboys, urban, like digital cowboys all day long, Wild, Wild West. And it's still kind of like that today. But back then, it was AIM was something else. Yahoo Messenger, AIM, IRC for the other stuff. It was the truth. All right. I'm on Facebook. I say I'm on Facebook. Yep. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok. I'm on all those things. You can see all my links on my contact page of the website. All right. Yahoo chat. Yeah. All day. You find the old Discord. Yeah. I think the first Discord that they had set up, I had got locked out of it because y'all know how it is with the way that you log in is really, really secure. And if you don't have the key, just out back. So I got locked out of the first one. And then they have another one that they're in right now. So yeah, I've not really been into Discord too much, but I got to kind of get back into it, I suppose. My top 8, oh my goodness. My top 8, I don't even remember, man. Those days. Jason J, why are you spamming the question? I say, yes, I'm on Facebook. How many times you got to answer me the same question? Don't spam, please. Hey, if you got a question ever in the chat, please don't spam it. Anyway, let me stop talking about the comments. Let's get to some videos here, shall we? Now, here's a phenomenon that's happening. I want to show this. A lot of homes are being built for rent only. And then some say this is partly responsible for killing the American dream, because the American dream is to own a home, to own your vehicle, to have a job, retire, pension, 2 kids, picket fence, a dog. But the main thing is home ownership. But a lot of homes are being built now for rent only. Let's watch.
I just want you to see this real quick, because this is real life. This is in person. These homes won't be sold. They are only for rent. So this morning I stopped by where they're breaking ground in Claremont for 145 rental homes owned by American Homes for Rent. In that shot, I was standing right here. This is the road you saw being developed, the infrastructure for all these homes to be built. And just because this stuff is showing up now doesn't mean it hasn't been planned. That's why we've been talking about it since 2022 on this channel. Because the Las Vegas-based home builder bought this land for $9.4 million back in 2021. You're gonna set it up just like apartments, but for single-family homes. American Homes for Rent and others are very active in the Orlando market, the Tampa market, and the Jacksonville market specifically. And overall, just American Homes for Rent, they manage about 60,000 rental homes. And lately, the pivot and the shift you've heard is they're selling these single houses in random neighborhoods spread around that they purchased at a loss. And let's just be clear, they don't always take a loss. You only hear about the losses, but understand that it's to fund projects like this. What you saw behind me and what you're about to see again, it's not just something we talk about, it's real.
All right, so what do y'all think about the homes that are only for rent? And why do you think they're popping up? Here's my take on the homes for rent. I think the reason why the homes are popping up for rent is because Americans cannot afford to buy a house. And if they can afford to buy a house, they can't afford to buy it where they want to buy it. You could live in the middle of nowhere and buy a house for next to no money. Now, that's okay, that's fine, but you're in the middle of nowhere. Where are you going to work? Where are you going to be able to get whatever you need to get? How's the neighborhood? That's something else, because, okay, you want to buy a house, Podunkville, USA, the neighborhood's kind of rough, the area's kind of rough, the weather's kind of rough, bad winters. So it's like people are moving in droves to Florida because freedom, the economy's good, it's a good place to be, good policy. But since everybody's moving there, then where are they going to live? And a lot of these people cannot afford to buy expensive homes. A lot of homes right now, $400,000, $500,000. And these homes did not cost that much a few years ago. Now, a little bit of math. If a home costs $400,000 and you put 3.5% down minimum FHA loan, you're talking about $15,000 in cash you got to have up front for the down payment. Bare minimum, 15 bands, as the cool kids say, 15,000 US dollars in cash. And that money, as far as I know, maybe it's different where you are, maybe it's different now. But when I bought my home, what I was told was my down payment cannot be from a loan or credit. It's got to be straight up cash in my account. And if I use a loan to finance my down payment, that's called fraud, and I might get locked up. Now, if it's 20% conventional came less than 20%, but let's just say it's 20% conventional. Again, although I know it can be less for conventional, let's just say it's 20. That's $80,000 in cash for a home that cost $400,000. And you get in a bunch of these California expats who sold their home in Orange County that they bought for a bag of chips in the year 1960. They sold that for $1.5 million, and they coming out to Tennessee, Florida, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, with $1 million in cash, and they're able to buy the house over asking all cash. And you, first time homeowner, got to compete with that. So what's the solution? Okay, let's make these homes for rent only. Because if you're going to make these homes for sale, it's just going to be super expensive, because you're going to get California expats, rich people, whatever, foreigners coming over there and just buying them up in cash, way above asking. And the people that they want to probably have these homes rented to could not afford the down payment, let alone the paying cash. So let's go ahead and rent. I think that's what's happening. What do y'all think? Y'all think it's just these corporations being greedy, taking up money, denying people the ability to own a home, or is it something else? Okay, y'all let me know. Okay, now we got a few videos from people who are worried about what's happening in the US of A. And we're going to get to the speech a little bit later. Oh, we're going to get to it. Hold on. Somebody says, Rex Rocker says, I paid 20% cash and then had to have more on my bank account to seal the deal. I didn't have to put down 20%. I just wanted to, depends on how good your credit is. Right on. Right on, right on. Yeah. And you got to have more than that too. Like, to own a home is expensive. Like, let's say you put down $15,000 on a $400,000 house. Okay, you still got to furnish it. You still got to buy this and that. Do you have a lawnmower? Do you have a rake? Do you have the things you're going to need for a home? Do you have enough money to maintain it? Are you going to get up on the roof and clean the gutters, or are you going to cost money to do it? You're going to cut the grass, or are you going to call a grass service? How about treating for termites, treating for any kind of other rodents, pests, mice, like all that stuff costs. They hit my phone all the time. I got a couple of phone calls. This is X, Y, and Z to come inspect your. This is your biannual HVAC inspection. That'll be $200. Hey, we got to come clean your gutters. I need $300. Hey, we're going to come spray for insects. That'll be X amount of dollars. Now, some of that stuff I do on my own. There was a weed service that came to my house. Talking about some, not that kind of weed, the weeds in your yard. Oh, and you know what? A lot of these services, you can get scammed too. Well, I ain't gonna say these guys are scammers, but I feel like the service was not necessarily what I paid for. I ain't gonna say the name of the company, but they come and they're supposed to control the weeds in your yard, betting border, all that kind of stuff. Now they called me, the sales guy. Hey, Mr. Logan, we have a brand new service and we're gonna do it 3 times, and just one application, it'll cost you $100, man. What do you say, man? Try it out. Okay, I'm gonna try it because these guys were kind of on the fence already. You a weed service coming to get the weeds out of my yard, but I'm seeing crabgrass, weeds, all of that in little areas. And I watched them too. They used to come pick the weeds out, pull the weeds, but now all they do is just drive this machine over your yard, and that's it. So I'm like, man, they're about to get fired anyway. Let me just try this one time and see if they can do a good job. Now, what they did was they did the same thing, had some kind of machine, and they rolled over my lawn. Now, probably about 2 weeks later, I get army worms. Have you guys ever seen army worms? Now, I'm not necessarily saying that it was them that gave me the army worms, but nobody else's yard had army worms, and we're kind of close together. My next door neighbor did not have army worms. Across the street and over there, they did not have army worms. It was only in my front yard. It didn't go on the sides or the back. It was only in the front. And I don't even know, but anyway, I think what they did was use dirty equipment from someone else's yard, rolled that on my yard, and spread the armyworm eggs, or whatever they call them, onto my yard, and then I have armyworms. And if you guys don't know what that is, armyworms will delete your entire yard, literally. They spawn thousands of them. Thousands of them. You can see them. They're like green little worms, armyworms. If the little green men that you used to play with when you were a kid in the 1970s, if those men were worms, that's how they looked. I mean, they might have had on helmets, goggles, all of that. My yard went from a bright green to brown instantly. So I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I'm good. I'm not going to use that service anymore. And also, what are you going to do, Mr. Homeowner? When you come outside and you got 1,000 worms in your yard, do you know what to do? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? They can't help you. You called the weed people, and they probably did it. They're probably the ones that put it right there. So the moral of the story is home ownership is most certainly not for the weak. It is not. Be ready for it. All right. We got the same grass, Ellen. We got the same grass. I think we all got tall fescue. Yeah, we got the same grass, but it was only on mine. Now, it could have just been the worms because it was that season and they could have just been spreading. But nobody else had it. So if it spread, then why did nobody else have it? Why was it just me? It don't make no sense. But yeah, I had to go to Home Depot and get this this solution, this chemical, and spray it with the hose. Put it on the hose and spray it, and that killed them right away. But yeah, it was a mess. It was a whole big mess. So yeah, you don't want armyworms in your yard. Now, I'll tell you what else you don't want. You don't want a little bit too much food in the air fryer. Let's see what she says about what's happening in today's modern politics, shall we?
You should be. If you're American and for God knows what reason you still support Donald Trump, you should be.
All right, hold on. Let's go with some cussing.
Massive fucking ashamed right now of yourself, of your country, and especially your shoddy excuse of a president. The way that he has just spoken to Zelenskyy is fucking horrific. Not just him, but also the little arse weasel that is JD Vance. He and his fellow countrymen have been fighting relentlessly for the last 3 years after Trump's best mate Putin decided, oh, it's a nice day to take over another country. Some of the stories of the families who have had to flee the Ukraine, who are now currently living in the UK, it's just absolutely soul destroying. So for that absolute thunder cunt that is Donald Trump to say to Zelenskyy, you're not ready for peace, and basically taunting him and saying that he's the reason, or he's toying with people, millions of people's lives, and this is going to cause World War III. How incredibly disrespectful. And you should.
All right, so there we go. So I guess she's not a big fan of what happened with Zelenskyy in the White House, but look, it's Zelensky's fault. You know, you can't come to the White House just disrespecting us, talking all kind of crazy, talking out of turn. Nah, don't do that, man. You want to ask for money and ask for this and ask for that. Nah, man, you got to come with some respect. All right. Now, you're going to see a pattern here.
The more I see of Trump's meeting with Zelenskyy yesterday, the more I want to punch Trump in the face. What kind of adult in a business meeting, this is a business meeting, interrupts somebody the whole entire time they're talking? Every time Zelenskyy says something that Trump doesn't like, Trump jumps in and interrupts him. Like, there is nothing as rude as that. And I have a problem. I interrupt people. I'm bad about it. And I'm working on it. Trump is not working on anything on himself. He doesn't honestly give a fuck.
These people, man, look, you know, one thing about it, you got to stop harping. You got to stop focusing your energy on one person, all this negative energy on one person. You can drive yourself crazy. I mean, look at this face, man. You can drive yourself crazy. Like, I don't want that for you. I want you guys to be great.
So what do we do now that Republicans just literally essentially killed all of the poor people in America?
They killed all of them? How did they do that?
That rely on Medicare and Medicaid to survive. And I know a lot of you fucking Republicans. I'm
so sorry for these foul-mouthed people. Let's improve our language, shall we? Let's try getting a sentence out without using a curse word.
Are on that shit too. Yeah, you. Do you guys not understand how expensive insurance is? Because my family pays $1,200 a month in fucking premiums. $1,200 a month in insurance premiums when I still have to pay $40 to go to the fucking doctor and $6,000 deductible for them to actually cover anything. Minimum wage at like $9 an hour, and you expect people to be able to afford fucking insurance?
It's too much cussing, but I don't understand what the problem is. I'm gonna try to finish it.
On $12 an hour and supporting a family? Literally want people to die. oh, quit sending our money to other countries and help our own.
The people in this country that don't have a lot are not necessarily the ones who are having the worst time. It's those in the middle, and we're trying to make things better for those in the middle. Those at the bottom are not necessarily they're not necessarily experiencing the change. They're not really experiencing the change. It's the people in the middle that are experiencing the change.
Can someone smarter than me help me very genuinely understand why I'm supposed to care if people immigrate to the US illegally?
Anybody want to help her out? She's like, hey, why should I care about people coming to the US illegally? All right. Anybody want to give her a little hint, a little bit of a point in the right direction?
Like, obviously some people are just racist and some people are just stupid. But even like left-leaning people say, you know, well, you got to do something about the border. Why? I don't understand why this should bother me in any way. If
you don't get it, I don't understand why you don't get it. Like, there's a lot of problems. Maybe toward the end of this, she'll reveal something that she knows, but she has to know something. I mean, there's been plenty of news stories. Laken Riley is a prime example. You have an illegal alien gang member who should not have been here at all, who takes an innocent woman's life. And her story is just one of many that end the exact same way, in tragedy.
If as many people as want to come here. So if somebody could help me understand that, that would be great, because right now I just don't know why I should give a shit.
Okie dokie. I think that I explained it pretty well. I think that I got it. You know, we're talking about a lot of people coming over here illegal. First of all, they're breaking the law. Like, if you or I or any of us break the law, we're regular, normie American citizens. Hey, we going straight to the penitentiary, big rocks, little rocks. Nobody will come to the prison and say, hey, where's his family? You separating kids from the dad. Anybody gonna say that? They're gonna say, let him rot. Let him sit in there. He did what he did. Okay. Look, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. It's a crime to come over here. Like, it's a crime for me to break into your house. It's a crime for you to break into my house. You should understand that. I think you're just kind of being obtuse for no reason. Like, I don't really understand. All right. Are you ready for a little bit of cringe? We got some people out here protesting federal job cuts. And can I say something right quick? A lot of the federal workers should have been aware that their job may not be secure when COVID happened. Remember that? And you were forced to get the vax if you wanted to keep your job. That right there should have been a wake-up call. You know what? The government can make rules and then enforce it upon me if I'm to continue to work for them. They can make rules straight from the top that's going to affect my employment directly. So maybe, just maybe, I might kind of want to back away from the federales. Just maybe, but let's watch this. This right here is pure 100% unadulterated cringe.
We shall not be moved. We're fighting for the climate. We shall not be moved.
That sign says, keep your tiny hands off NOAA. They love the whole tiny hands thing. It's so funny. The leftists will insult you with things that they say are insulting and they shouldn't be said. So a leftist, what they'll do, they'll call you gay right away. They'll say that you're PP and all this. They talk about all this kind of stuff that they say shouldn't be talked about. And it says, save NOAA, stop Doge. Another sign says, Trump Musk, a vortex of ignorance, corruption, lies, and hate.
We shall not be moved.
I tell you what, this has got to be the most diverse group I've ever seen in my life. Okay, we got different shades of pink, and we got a lot of different high-vis vest colors, okay? A lot of high-vis vests, a lot of different colors of blue jeans, khakis, Crocs, headgear, different hairstyles, different ways to style the gray hair. I'm loving the diversity. Oh, what? Hold on. Some of y'all say, ain't nobody black? Yeah. But hey, it's okay. Oh, we got one black guy right there in the front. Bro, Mr. Black Guy. Yeah, you with the gray hoodie. If you can hear the sound of my voice, yo, we have an underground railroad. I'm going to find out where you at right now, and I'm going to send my man to come get you, okay? I'm going to send him to come get you because I feel like you're being held prisoner. The way he looks right now is the way that I would feel if I'm in Trader Joe's and then an Antifa riot breaks out. I'm like, wow, I am behind enemy lines, okay? I'm behind enemy lines. If I go to Trader Joe's and an Antifa riot breaks out, the transformer in the front is going to hold me hostage. Him and his bulldagger friends are going to block the entrance, and I can't get past them. They turn into offensive linemen immediately. I'm like, man, I am totally screwed here. So, yo, bro, if you want to escape, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. It's okay. But shout out to him, though. This is Barnard College out there in New York City. Really, really expensive, of course. Rich kids always doing protesting for what? They don't know. This is their idea of a party. It's like, just go to the club like all the other college kids. Go to the club, have a good time, party there. Why you got to do all this terrorist type activity to have a good time? Just enjoy yourself as a college kid. Okay, you got money. Like, what are we protesting for? It's so weird. But yeah, shout out to them. That's, again, Barnard College out there in New York City. And then here's another protest in New York City over Ukraine funding coming to an end, I suppose. Hey, you know what? This is crazy. White nationalists, is that what I'm seeing? They might as well say Deutschland über alles. You might as well say that. Come out there with the funny mustache guy outfit on and sing Deutschland über alles. That's what I see right now. And if you guys can't see the screen, you have people with the Ukraine colors and Ukraine flag. Is this Ukrainian national anthem? I don't, am I in New York City or Kiev, Ukraine? Hey, get the hand on the heart. It's just one little motion and it'll be complete. One motion, it'll be complete. Hey, ABL, you love the white nationalists. What's this? What's this? What is this? What is this? I mean, these people are so funny. A lot of projection. It's always this whole do as I say, not as I do. They do the exact same things they say that we do. It is so funny. All right. Now, let's keep on rocking and rolling. Speaking about Ukraine, the Ukrainian soldiers don't want to fight anymore. Can we check this out right quick? Let's watch.
How were things going? I mean, last time I talked to you was 3 months ago. How was the situation on the front line?
For real, I think situation not really good for me. It's we're all tired. We wanna peace.
We need manpower. We need equipment. The main thing is the abundance of Russian equipment. There's just too much. There's too many soldiers and stuff. But yet we're holding the line. Somehow we're holding it.
It's really hard. We don't have enough people.
So how were
So look, the Ukrainian soldiers are telling you hey, we're tired. We want peace. We want the war to come to an end. A lot of them are asking, hey, okay, we got Trump in there. Can we have the war end now? I think people at a certain point realized that the Biden administration was keeping the war going because it kept funding it. If you cut the funding, something's got to happen, whether it be Ukraine wins or Russia wins, but something's got to happen. The longer you keep funding it, the longer it's going to happen, and the more bodies will drop. But as far as resolution, it may never end. As long as both sides are able to fuel the war with people, resources, whatever, it'll keep going and going and going and going, unless someone does something crazy like pull out the nukes and start hitting big cities. Now we're in a whole different place, and that won't end it because now you're going to have World War III. Once the nukes come out, now we got a problem that the whole world will feel. So you don't want that to happen. What you want is a peace deal. What the deal should be, let me just say this about Ukraine. What the deal should be is that NATO stops trying to encroach upon the Russian Federation. Yes, that's what needs to happen, because what they want is for Ukraine to be part of NATO. All that would do is just completely box Russia in. That would be really bad. That'd be really, really bad. The war should end with Europe saying, okay, we're not going to push Ukraine into NATO. Until that happens, the war's going to continue. That's really the solution. There's nothing else you can really do. That's the only reason why it's happening, is because they want Ukraine to be in NATO. And that shouldn't happen. All right, now let's go to the great white north, shall we? Yet again, we have Canadians booing the United States when our national anthem plays at their sporting events.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
So look, shout out to my Canadian friends. You guys are great. But your neighbors, I mean, good grief, booing the United States because of the national anthem. Is that what we're going to do? Listen, I'm no Trudeau fan, but if I'm hearing "Oh Canada" at a Toronto Raptors game, I'm not going to start booing. Why would I do that? Because of your leadership. And some of you guys have the worst leadership in the world. I mean, really, really bad. But I'm not going to boo you guys because of that. I know we got some really good, honest, hardworking people in the Great White North. Why would I boo you because of your leadership? It's crazy. It's classless and it's gross. But look, 51st state, hey, who knows? Speaking about Canada, I got a few more from Canada. So this is Premier Wab Kinew. Maybe I got the name right. Maybe I didn't get it right. But they signed an order to pull all U.S. booze off liquor shelves.
This order, it's a wonderful order. It's a beautiful order. This order is pulling American booze off the liquor mart shelves.
All right, there we go. The Canadians, let's clap for a bill to remove U.S. booze off of Canadian liquor store shelves, okay? And then we're going to see it in action, okay? Now, here's my question. How is this really going to hurt anybody? How is this going to hurt the United States? Really, and the funny part is that y'all already done bought it. It ain't like you are refusing to purchase. You already done bought it. You might as well sell it now. All you're going to do is just lose money from what you've already purchased. And what you're going to do with the actual liquor, you're going to try to send it back? Nah. Ain't no gift backs. You got it now. You didn't already bought it. What you may do is just box it up for now and then pull it back out later when the cameras ain't there, or you might sell it because it's being packed neatly into those boxes. It's not being strewn about. I mean, hey, whatever makes them feel better is totally fine. Now, here is Trudeau.
Said specifically, it will mean, Prime Minister Starmer said specifically, it will mean UK boots on the ground and planes in the air. From your answer, I am taking that that will not mean Canadian boots on the ground. Is that, just to finish, is that the case, or are you considering Canadian boots on the ground in the form of peacekeepers down the road?
Every step of the way, Canada has looked at the ways it can best help. And as I've said a few days ago, everything's on the table. We know that the Canadian military has ways that it can contribute. We're not going to get ahead of the discussions on how to keep a peace that isn't yet in place. But Canada will be there and is open to doing what is necessary, but those will be decisions taken in the coming years by Canadians and their government.
Hey, so Canadians, are y'all going to Ukraine? How you feel about boots on the ground? How you feel about Canadian manpower going to Ukraine to help them fight? How you feel about that? Good thing, bad thing? What's going on? All right, now let's keep on rocking and rolling. This is Jagmeet Singh talking about uninviting Trump from G7.
Given that we are the host of the G7 summit, and given that Donald Trump has threatened our very sovereignty, threatened our economic security, we should not invite Donald Trump to the G7. It doesn't make any sense to do so. As a host, we should work with other countries to develop a strategy on how we can resist the very dangerous ideas that Donald Trump's putting forward. And that should be the focus of the summit.
On the G7 in English, would uninviting Trump from the summit close the door for an opportunity for diplomacy between world leaders at a time of global tension?
Well, we absolutely need to keep doors open to communicate. We're going to communicate with our allies in the States. There are folks that are really upset at what Donald Trump's doing that we can continue to communicate with. But honestly, genuinely, can we invite someone who has directly threatened our sovereignty, our very existence as a country, who has constantly said that he wants to make us the 51st state? Could we genuinely have that person around the table talking about how we want to build a better world together? Can we genuinely have someone who has such disdain for multilateralism around a table talking about how we build up multilateralism? When we are the host and it is us that is setting up this meeting, I believe very strongly that we should not invite Donald Trump to the G7.
All righty, so I mean, let's see how that's going to work. I don't think he really has any kind of say so in that matter. Okay, I don't think he really has any say so in that matter. But we'll see how it goes. We shall see. Okay, now we got UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer talking about going to Ukraine. I don't know why these European countries are so eager to go to Ukraine. Well, I do. They want NATO to, they want to try to fight Russia like that, but I think that's a bad idea. They should just leave it the way it is.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing. The UK is...
Well, you know, the last part of that, having US backing, I think not. I think not. To all my UK people, how do you guys feel about joining the war over in Ukraine? How you feel about that? I don't think you guys are really interested in having to go back to the World War II. Now, some of y'all also eat that. Some of y'all also eating the beans and the toast. And like I might have been Keith Lee or somebody went to UK, United Kingdom, London somewhere, I don't know, and they're eating some cultural food out there, some culturally English, and they had a baked potato. Listen, they had a baked potato over here in the USA for all my foreigners, all the UK people. Over here, a little baked potato has the potato, of course, baked. That's the first ingredient of loaded baked potato, baked potato. Then you have sour cream, bacon bits. What else in loaded baked potato? Sour cream, probably some green onion or something like this. some basic stuff in baked potato. But y'all put all type of stuff, beans, tuna, and it was a mess. It wasn't even like neatly in the potato. It was like pouring out of the potato in the bowl. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. Oh, butter, cheese. I almost forgot about that. The cheese, the butter, sour cream, chives, bacon, and ours. But y'all put everything on it, and it was disgusting. So my whole point behind telling that story is I don't want y'all to go back to eating that like because you have to, because that's your rations, because you're in war, ducking in the shelters, things of this nature. Let's not go back to that. Tuna. They put tuna beans. I'm talking about like the kind of beans that are being pork and beans. Okay, beanie weenies with no weenies. You understand what I'm saying? They put beans, hot beans, cold tuna on a baked potato. Hot. Ugh. Now, this is Windsor Castle. Why am I hearing Muslim calls in a church? Like, is it a church or is it something else? Like, what's going on, UK? Like, what's happening? Is that a church or is it a mosque? Like, what is Windsor Castle? Is Windsor Castle a mosque? I don't really understand, UK. You guys are having a cultural identity problem. Y'all don't know what's going on. Like, you're kind of all over the place. Hey, man, you guys have been conquered before by the Moors. All them, it's going to happen again. Well, not UK. I think it was Iberian Peninsula that got conquered. Anyway, now this is funny. Remember I was just talking about Deutschland über alles? That's what it kind of sounded like to me. Ukrainian protesters out there in New York City singing some white nationalist sounding stuff out there. That's what it sounded like, some German stuff. But look, this is in Dusseldorf. There's an anti-Elon float, and it has Elon in a diaper. I'm not sure what's in his mouth. I can't tell. He has a megaphone with X on it. Maybe there's like some little doo-doos coming out. He has a hat that's for some reason Ukraine colors. It says Napo-Elon, like Napoleon, I guess little man syndrome. And he has a flag, a U.S. flag, in the shape of a swastika. Hey, Germany, I thought you couldn't do that anymore. I thought it was illegal to display the swastika in Germany. If I go to Germany like Kanye with a swastika shirt on, am I going to get arrested? I think that I might. Okay, I ain't trying to eat no bratwurst or nothing in your penitentiary, so I'm not going to do that. So why do they have the swastika on their American flag in Germany? Hold on, we got people talking.
Ja, Elon Musk ist eindeutig verrückt geworden, der Hightech-Millionär, Milliardär muss man eigentlich sagen, der wird hier gejagt von...
Nein. That's all I hear. I don't hear nothing else. That's all I hear.
Einem Irrenarzt mit Zwangsjacke, der versucht, ihn wieder einzufangen.
Can you make this up, though? Can you make this up? There's a swastika right there. Like, are we... Germany, are we regressing? Are we regressing? I thought you were leaving the swastika stuff in the past.
Größenwahnsinnigen Napo-Elon, also jeder weiß ja, wer größenwahnsinnig ist, hält sich gern für Napoleon und er war mal ein visionärer Tech-Geschäftsmann und ist aber im Nu irgendwie aus irgendwelchen Gründen zum Rechts...
So there we go. That is Germany. Okay, that is Germany right now. Okay. Hey, man, you guys are having some problems. There's some problems over there, and you got to fix it. You got to fix it. People talking about the migrants. That's a problem, but it's the people letting the migrants in. It's the people allowing the migrants to do whatever they want. It's the people of the country. People of the country need to take back their own country. Okay, this is why Trump was elected in our country, because we want it back. We don't want to let them have it. Other parts of the world, it should be the same thing going on. We don't want them to have our country and turn it into whatever they want. Yeah, so NATO, I'm through with NATO. I am through with NATO, 100%. Okay. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, now the People's March, I guess that's like what we saw earlier. Some people outside in the USA just protesting or whatnot. Now, this is from Timcast. I'm not sure if this is his podcast or whatever, but their page posted it. And it says 1/3 of the people at the People's March said they agreed or strongly agreed with the statement about violence being okay. Let's watch.
A lot of women who had basically knitted these, they did the same pussy design in red, white, and blue. And they're like, this is American. Resistance is American. And I was like, you know what, ladies? I love it, right? So that was great to see. But what I also asked these people, and these are like, your middle-aged, engaged people, most of them. And I'm highly educated. And I asked them, this question that we adapted from a national survey. And the question was, to what degree do you agree or disagree with his statement that political violence may be necessary to protect democracy? And 1/3 of the people at the People's March said they agreed or strongly agreed with that statement, which is a huge shift from what we have seen. Back during the American Values Survey, the last time they fielded it was only 8% of Democrats. And let me just say, at the People's March, it was 93% of the people in the crowds voted for Kamala Harris. So these are Democrats.
Yeah.
And they are starting to shift their opinion. So that's the thing I'm worried about. But
I mean, this should be no surprise to you. This should be no surprise. We know that the Democrats are violent. They've been violent. I mean, who shot Steve Scalise? Who shot Donald Trump? How many people have been shot, killed at Black Lives Matter, Antifa, neighborhoods on fire, streets, what CNN say, fiery but mostly peaceful protests? How many of these things have we seen? We know they're violent. They are the violent ones. They keep talking about January 6th like that means anything. The only violence that happened was when Ashley Babbitt got shot. But we're talking about shooting and killing people. It's the left, and it's not even close. Now let's go to let's go to Stephen A.
He's only been in office for 6 weeks. Seems like 6 years, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%, one of the smallest ever, and he won the general election by less than 50%. So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, I mean, these people, like a lot of what The View does and a lot of what daytime television, news media, a lot of what they do is just focus on ways to try and discredit the president. Because it's not them. They want to be in power. They've built an apparatus, a whole big thing like Borg. They've built that and they want to maintain that. Trump comes in, bull in a china shop, knocking all that stuff down. They don't like it. So they're going to implore all their people in this big network, this big Borg they've built. They want to implore all them to fight against him. And part of the way they fight against him is by trying to downplay his margin of victory, the electoral votes, things of this nature.
It is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth. And
one thing about Stephen A. Smith, Bill Maher, even the Joe Rogan, these are not conservatives. I want everybody to understand that. These are moderate Democrats at best. Moderate Democrats at best, but these are not conservatives at all.
Facts, and here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right.
That right there should kill it. 89% of counties shifted to the right. That should kill it right there. That's all you need to know. That tells you the overall sentiment of the country. They want Trump. People are leaning more toward conservative values, and they see Democrats as incompetent and ineffective, which, of course, they are.
That's a mandate. We can sit up there and play around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won the popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it all, 89% of the counties shifted against. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate.
It was a mandate. It was 100% a mandate. So shout out Stephen A for telling the truth, although I'm not necessarily a big fan of his politics. Not really. But what he said right there is just on point. Now, what I want to do, because Stephen A also spoke to Candace Owens, and she had to educate him about a few things about Voldemort. You know what I'm talking about. Voldemort, Vladimir Voldemort, whatever it is. Okay.
A suit. As soon as he gets out of the car, Trump's like, well, he's dressed up. This should let you know, this should signal to the public that what he's doing is an act. Why? Give me a scenario, a reason why he can't put on a suit. Even if you're in the midst of a war, why can't you put on a suit when you're coming to ask for money? Well, because he wants people to see him as a guy that's downtrodden in the trenches. And he's not that. This guy has been on the cover of Vanity Fair. He's been on the cover of Vogue. He's been on the cover of Forbes. He's doing photo shoots. He did a 3-hour podcast with Lex Friedman. He asked and was declined a spot to go to the Oscars a couple of years ago. And so this is making a mockery.
Damn.
It's just making him put on a suit.
See,
you know?
this is why people got to be careful about messing with you, because I was getting ready to disagree with you until you threw out those last. Like, I didn't know he tried to go to the Oscars. I didn't know he tried to be on the cover of Vogue. I didn't know that stuff, Candace. I honestly didn't know. Okay, that does change it a little bit.
And he is a literal actor, by the way. You know, on a suit. As soon as
Exactly, 100%. He's a literal actor. That's what he does. He's an actor, basically kind of like I don't know what you want to call him, some kind of burlesque dancer. Voldemort Zelenskyy, basically a burlesque dancer, kind of a stripper, a little teeny bit. I seen him on the internet with his shirt off, gyrate, and it's like, what is this right here? And now you want to tell me some kind of warlord, like General Butt Naked in Africa? I don't understand. You have on these clothes like you're out there fighting. Meanwhile, you're trying to go to the Oscars. You're trying to go to this party, that party, all kind of stuff. You done got hundreds of billions of dollars and don't know where a lot of it is at. Quote unquote, you don't know where it's at. Come on, man. Like, anybody can see. And then Ukraine is known for being corrupt. It's not even a new thing for Ukraine to be corrupt. So why wouldn't this guy be corrupt? And like she said, he's a literal actor. That's what he does. And again, if you are so downtrodden, if you're in the trenches and fighting this war, then how are you able to go to the Oscars? How many warlords or generals or whatever are able to go to the Oscars while their country is having this terrible thing happen? It's so silly. It is so weird. Shout out to Candace for keeping it all the way real. Keep it all the way real. All right. Now, this right here was a cringe-worthy thing. Bill Maher and Xzibit. All right. Shout out to X to the Z. Shout out to the Alcoholics. His rap group from back in the day. And Bill Maher, this is like kind of an odd couple right here. Like, what do they have in common? I'm not really sure. I think they were smoking weed on here. Whatever. That might be what they have in common. But it got really weird when Xzibit was talking about DEI not helping black people. And Bill Maher's like, no, it does help you, doesn't it?
And what are the real solutions?
Yeah. America got a real wake-up call where they thought DEI meant black people. It doesn't mean... Surprise, motherfucker.
What do you mean?
He didn't laugh at all. Bill Maher didn't laugh at all.
No, I mean, I think it was funny, but, like when they started attacking the whole DEI thing,
Look, Xzibit, say what you got to say, man. Say it with your chest. Just say it, because you kind of like, you don't want to argue with your friend. That's fine. But say what you got to say. Say it with your chest.
Black people were the last level of that. It affected so many people before it got to black people.
No.
Yeah.
No. DEI?
No. You poor black soul. No.
Programs?
Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah.
It was there to even things out with black people. That's what the program, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
But it did,
who went first? Who jumped the line in diversity?
It's a great question, Bill Maher. Let's let Xzibit answer.
Well, I mean, in those settings, and what they're talking about is primarily, You know, it was like women in the workplace.
Oh,
and,
women.
yeah.
Well,
and
women
before it got down to.
But see, women don't need help in the workplace.
Right.
So there we go. Yeah, obviously, look, DEI is just a weird thing to help people that even shouldn't even really be there. You know, it's a grift at the end of the day. And the white woman in the workplace capitalizes along with the LGBT, whoever that may be. I was watching the video a while back, and I would not be able to find it if I tried. But the video was about black folks in the corporate space, quote unquote. And there was a bunch of complaints talking about, oh, I got a code switch. You know what that is? Y'all know what that is. And if you don't, basically, it's like I have to speak one way and behave one way when I'm at work that I don't normally speak or behave like in order to get along with the culture. So for example, a lot of women especially, they got to keep their hair the exact same because if they don't, they get a bunch of weird comments. People want to touch their hair, yank on it, all kind of other stuff. One girl said that she had some braids in her hair, and then her 50-something-year-old white female coworker came up on her and said, "Oh, I love your hair," and yanked it. And she had braids done. Y'all know braids hurt sometimes. Yanked it. She about to start crying. But the woman does not understand that you can't just go do that. So stuff like that, you got to focus on. Now, when they got to the transgender person, he was like, "Oh, I don't do none of that. I don't code switch. I wear what I want." Exactly. Because the transgender is the golden goose. You got everything. You got gay, black, woman, all of that, all in one. So you could do whatever you want. The LGBTs get put on the pedestal. And if you are, especially like a LGBT white female, oh, right at the top, right at the very top, that's going to be the unholy alliance right there. Everybody else, you come afterward. White male at the very bottom as far as importance in the workplace, and right above straight white male, black folks. Then maybe some others, some exotical immigrants or something like this, undocumented person. That'd be great at the workplace. Straight white male, black folks, undocumented, LGBT for the top half. At the very top, maybe LGBT white woman. That's going to be the DEI ladder right there. But it's being marketed as it's something for black people. So if you're against it, you're a racist. That's how it works. Bill Maher don't know that. Bill Maher just fall for the marketing. Anyway, so yeah, shout out to Bill Maher and Xzibit. Very interesting conversation on race right there. All right. Now, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, and I got to play this video right here. This kind of sums it up before we get to the speech. And I do have videos from the speech. Y'all just hang tight. But this right here kind of sums it up.
Baffles me. I got into a debate with a white liberal over my supposed oppressive state of being. According to this white liberal, he is better than me because he is white and I am black. Therefore, I am oppressed because of systemic racism, and he would be able to get away with other things that I would not be able to get away with. And after I told this man, I'm not oppressed. I have a wonderful family. I have a wonderful career. I have a wonderful education. I'm not oppressed. And, you know, he disagreed with me. He disagreed with me. He said, yes, you are. See, this is the issue I have with a lot of white liberals, is that they can't even sniff out their own racism. They're too busy calling out white conservatives. And I'm not saying that there aren't white conservatives who are racist. But what I am saying is that white liberals always want to point the finger at them. Meanwhile, they are too busy calling us, black people, second-class citizens through, you're oppressed. We have it better than you. I'm so sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. The I'm so sorry. Hey,
well, second.
The I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're better than you. I'm so sorry. That's how they be. Exactly how they be. Little passive comments. Yeah, I don't. It's like, look, man, I'm a human being. You're a human being. We live in America. We got the same opportunities. I'm gonna go out there and get it. You go out there and get it. Okay, and that's just that on that. You know, all that race stuff. Again, the very same ones talk about Trump's racist. This is racist. Everything's racist. Air's racist. The streets are racist. Food is racist. Everything. They are the ones who are racist because that's how they view the world, through a racist lens. As simple as that. It is simple as that. You don't believe her, whoever that is? I mean, I've experienced that quite a bit. I've experienced that a whole lot. Okay, now, let's get to the actual. Let's get to the speech. But first, two more.
People feel.
Now, Cory Booker. Hey, Cory Booker, you want to explain what's happening right here in this video? Now, if you guys don't know, Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey, right? They try to tell us that this guy was dating Rosario Dawson. When he ran for president, what was that, in 2020? They tried to tell us that this guy was with Rosario Dawson. I'm like, really? You want us to believe that for real? I mean, come on. This dude, I think he never been married, no kids, nothing. And you got Rosario Dawson? Bro. Tell me a lie that I can believe. I don't believe this. Right when I saw that, I'm like, nah, this dude and Rosario Dawson, do you understand who she is? Like, this goober is not going to be anywhere near this level of woman, period. And you know what? Let's go to the tape, shall we? This is recently. I don't know what he was going through right here, trying to be cool. I don't know, but let's just watch.
Feel angry, and they feel angry into the void. They feel like no one's hearing their anger.
Yes.
And it's frustrating. You sat there for 2 hours. I'm tired. I assume you're tired.
No, you know what's so funny is
he said, I'm not tired. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
What are we doing with this young white boy? Bro, what are we doing? Why are you grabbing his shoulders, all kind of stuff, like about to play football? Like, what are we doing? I don't really understand. I'll tell you what now. I like talking to people. I like small talk, but I ain't going to be doing all this wrestling around with you. No, we ain't doing all that, bro. We are not doing all that.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
I am charged up.
I like that.
Yeah, seriously, I'm charged up.
I like
that. This guy should not. They want to overwhelm you. They want to
well,
paralyze
that's the
you.
goal.
They want to overwhelm you, paralyze you, and make you feel like you
It's
can't.
chaos. Make it feel, that's the entire goal. Like I talk consistently about muzzle velocity, like lying. Chaos is the point, so you feel like you have no control.
Their leaders have literally said in his cabinet, we want to.
So there's more, but you get the idea. So Cory Booker, bro, what's going on? What's going on, man? Huh? What's going on with that? Now, somebody might say, ABL, you just overreacting and just kind of horsing around. This man's 58 years old. I ain't horsing around with no young boy. Like, nah. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. We're just not going to do it. Okay, hey, that was a little bit much. A little bit much. Some may say I'm overreacting. I'm just saying I see what I see. I see what I see. Okie dokie. Yeah, high school vibes. Yeah, but Cory Booker, how old is he? I'm thinking like 58, 55, 56 in April. So you're too old to be doing stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Okay, young white dude, probably a teenager or something like this. It gives creep. And how y'all say it gives creep. Now, speaking about creep, this is Chucky Boy, Chuck Schumer with the video that everybody copied.
When I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up. Inflation is getting worse, not better. The prices of groceries, gas, housing, eggs, of essentials is not getting better, it's getting worse.
Now, I ain't gonna play the whole video, but you get the idea of what's going on. The last count I saw was 23 Democrats did this exact same video. And one thing they did was, if you notice, they're holding this little thing right here. This is a microphone. And that might be the DJI Osmo. And the way the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, the newest camera, and probably the one before that, the way it works, it has a detachable microphone. So the microphone's like right on it. And somebody can hand that to you and you can talk into it like this, right? You can talk into it like this, or you can clip it right on your lapel or something like that, usually, and talk that way. But what a lot of the TikTokers do, they hold it in their hand so it can be a microphone that they can move. So if they're doing an interview, they can hold the microphone and talk into it, and then when the person gives the answer, they can just extend it like that. So a lot of the TikTokers have the microphone in their hand like that. So the objective was, hey, let's look young, let's reach out to the young people, and make you appear to be a Zoomer TikToker. That was the whole message, okay? That was the whole goal. But any way you slice it, Chucky Schumer looks like he is about 100 years old, and he looks like he is the penguin from Batman's father. That's how he looks. Zoomer, TikTok, Mike or not, you looking like you about to go get your son from the streets of Gotham City. Now, let's go to the 22. I ain't gonna play too much of this.
And I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
It's like, come on now. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then the crazy thing is that it was edited in the same way, because January 6th got brought up, and then they all got in January 6th footage like the exact same way. Same articles and whatnot being posted. It's crazy. Look, if you want to send a message to the American people, it needs to be more from the heart. It shouldn't be a thing where it's so scripted and obviously scripted like that. But I guess maybe they think that the Democrats don't know anything, and Democrats are idiots, so they could just put out the exact same video and it's fine. Okay? But hey, man, shout out to the Democrats. You guys might learn one day. Now let's get to the actual speech. Okay, when Trump comes in, a lady is holding a sign that says, "This is not normal." Okay, this is not normal. Wah, wah, wah. This is not normal. Wah, wah, wah. A lot of that was going on. And then they were holding up the bingo cards and stuff like this. My man snatched it. Holding up bingo cards. It was a mess. Matter of fact, hold on. Do we have the bingo cards? I want to show that. Because I'm like, okay, you guys want to oppose Trump. I get it, and that's fine. But it's like, all right, maybe you could find a way that does not harken back to the 1800s. Maybe that might be a thing. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can actually find it. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video. Share the video. Do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I agree. Somebody says, I agree, she's not normal. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. I know I had it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Let's go to the Googles. Let's go to the Googles. There we go. That's a good picture. All right. So check it out. Look. So we have the bingo or auction signs. We have a dry erase board. And maybe if I was 7 years old in elementary school, this would be great. They're passing out little church fan type situations. I get a dry erase board and I get to interact with the teacher. That'd be very fun. But these are fully grown people throwing a hissy fit, using this kind of tech that is like 1,000 years old. You don't look hip. You don't look modern. You look kind of wore out, and you look like I'm not really going to pay you any attention because you're just trying to put on the show. You're wearing different colors and Ukraine and Pepto-Bismol and just all kind of extra stuff. Why? What you should do is go out there and make something change, make a difference in society rather than doing all these little stunts. That's what you should do. All right. Now we got a few clips. This was a good one where the young man was accepted into West Point.
A young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Now, this was a great moment, one of many, that the audience should have been in unison. Democrat, Republican, whatever, should have stood up. But of course, Democrats, busy with their little auction signs, busy with the dry erase boards, the pink clothing, the Ukraine colors, too busy, seething, being upset, crashing out like Al Green. And the whole Al Green thing, caveman in the face, whole caveman, the Geico caveman in the face. That's how Al Green looks. It's like, why do all that? What is the actual purpose in that? I'm just kind of confused. All right. I am really, really confused by that. Matter of fact, hold on. Do I have the Al Green crash out? I believe I do. The whole Al Green thing was so crazy. It's like, come on. What are we actually doing? Clearly something that was coordinated. It wasn't just, all right, I'm going to just randomly crash out. It was coordinated, clearly.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Now, all of that to get kicked out is like for what? It's just a stunt. Now, a lot of the left, they say, oh, bringing the kid with cancer, that's a stunt. No, a stunt is getting kicked out for just hollering at the president. It's like, why do that? What's the purpose? All right, let's keep on going here. Cory Comperatore, a very a somber moment. That's probably the best word to say. A somber moment.
Comperatore was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Cory knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Cory was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. Two others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of two great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Cory's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their two beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
Now, I think for that, we did get some Democrats to stand up. I saw a Ukraine tie. We got some things Democrats stood up for, from what I'm able to see. Some things they did stand up for, but some things they did not stand up for. So shout out to them for standing up for Cory Comperatore and his family at the speech. All right. Now here's Mark Fogle.
Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogle was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
So we got some Democrats standing up. We got Adam Schiff, of course, not wanting to do too much, but we got a Ukraine, color person standing up. It's a good thing. Good thing. Like I said, these should be some unifying moments, but not everybody wants to be unified. Some people just want division. They don't want peace. They want problems always.
It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over. It's very simple.
The faces in the crowd, the faces tell you pretty much everything you need to know. You don't really need to know a whole lot beyond the faces.
Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama. Jeff Denard has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
Now that right there, that is an example of a good American. That should be who we platform and highlight. Those kind of stories. People say, oh, it's a stunt, it's this, that, and the third. But I think that it's good to show good American people. Good American people. That should be the focus of these kind of addresses. So shout out to him. Very good story. Very, very, very good story. Laken Riley, that was a big one too.
Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
Now, it was not until this speech that I knew that the person who killed Laken Riley, may she rest in peace, was TDA, the Venezuelan migrant gang, the same TDA that took over the apartments in Aurora, Colorado. He was part of that gang. I had no idea until the speech.
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law, as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
There we go. Another great moment. Great moment. But you know, not everybody feels the same way. But I thought it was a good moment. You got some more here. All right. Now, they addressed some of the Doge findings.
Slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find. We will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families. And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
That's definitely, as always, a good thing, balancing the federal budget. Why not do that? All right.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
I was saying the exact same thing because remember they were trying to get the so-called bipartisan border bill passed. I'm like, why would they need to pass that? And then you go on the talking head stations, MS-13, DNC, etc. They'll say, oh, well, Republicans, they were told by Trump to not sign the bill. Well, if that's what he did, he was right because clearly there was no need for it. They said we had to pass the bill to close the border. But what happened was we got a new president and he closed the border the same as he did when he first got in office back in 2016. He did it again now, 2024, 2025, this year. There was no need for a so-called bipartisan border bill, just a new president. Same thing I said, same thing he said, and he's right. The border crossings, you're talking about like a record low. A record low. Now, this moment right here was fantastic when the little boy got recognized. Now, this almost took me out. I was almost done. The Secret Service director, I think his name is Sean Campos. Hold on. Secret Service Director, Sean Curran. I knew it was a C. So Sean Curran is right there. He came out to give the young boy an honorary Secret Service badge. And for a little bit of background, if you guys don't know, if you guys have not been following the story, this young man is, I want to say his name is DJ Daniel. Let me get his name right. DJ Daniel. Yes, DJ Daniel. And he was introduced by Trump. He's 13 years old. He has brain cancer. He's had several brain surgeries. I think he had like 5 or 6 brain surgeries, a lot of brain surgeries. And his dream is to be a police officer. Now, since he has a dream of being a law enforcement and whatnot, and he's at the address, let's give him an honorary Secret Service badge. So the director comes out, hands it to him. Dad holds him up. Heartwarming moment. Everybody in the crowd should be clapping for the little boy because politics, no politics. You got to be a human being and just appreciate the moment. And if you cannot appreciate the moment, then where's your humanity at? Democrat, Republican, whatever. Come on, man. Be a human being. Let's watch. Now, that moment right there with the hug, grown big football playing man might bust out some tears right there with that hug. And then his look on his face, man, you know, you got to be tough guy, military guy, but he wanted to shed a few tears right there.
Thank you, DJ.
Great moment. Fantastic moment. That should have been unifying. Okay, should have been. I might see a few people on the other side standing up, but I don't think I really see a whole lot. And you know what? The media, oh my goodness, the media were real bad. Rachel Maddow.
For the record, and
RP to the headphone users. Rachel Maddow, let's go to her. And then Nicole Wallace. Nicole Wallace was the absolute worst. And listen to me, I have hated Nicole Wallace for a long time, and you're going to see why. But Rachel Maddow first.
For the record, and this is disgusting, the president made a spectacle out of praising a young man who thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had something to do with that. This was in the midst of him praising Doge. The Doge cuts, among other things, have cut off funding for ongoing research into pediatric cancer.
So that's their comeback. Oh, well, he cut funding for cancer. Okay, so what? At the end of the day, just appreciate the boy. They have to always insert their political opinion into everything. But sometimes there's no need for that. You can just appreciate the moment, and then after the moment is over, go back. But they always got to insert their politics, even when it's completely inappropriate. And let's not act like cancer funding always goes to where it's supposed to go to. Let's not act like y'all, Rachel Maddow and everybody else, are not upset because this U.S. aid money was going to you guys and some of your friends, and now it's being cut off and they can't grift anymore. Let's not act like that ain't the case, but I digress. Now, Nicole Wallace, this was the craziest thing that I've ever heard. And you know what I'm going to say? Can I say something right now? I think that she's just a racist person, because the reason why I hate Nicole Wallace is because she was racist toward us when you went to the White House. I could not find that video. You guys may have seen it. I know I did a video on it back in the day, but we were in the White House back in 2018 or 2019, one of the 2 years. Nicole Wallace talking about, oh, well, they desecrated that room. It's supposed to be where people lie and stay. And basically what I heard was them rowdy N-words in there were embarrassing and they were just acting the fool. That's what I heard. Okay. Now, I think we had a good time in there. Trump enjoyed it. It was all good. But what I heard from her was pure hatred, pure racism. That's what I heard. And that's why I hate her. And throughout the years, she's shown herself to be that. And I don't use that R word lightly. I don't use it lightly. I promise I don't. I experience quite a bit of racial little side comments a lot, but it ain't really that big of a deal. But Nicole Wallace is awful. God awful. But let's watch.
I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ. And I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Suicide? What are we talking about, Nicole Wallace? Nicole Wallace. You see now do y'all see what I'm saying? That is what I saw years ago. That's what she does. I hate her. And y'all see why. This has got to be the most evil person on television. I don't know anybody else worse than her. Rachel Maddow ain't even that bad. No, ain't nobody that bad. The View, these old ladies, they're not that bad. Her? Oh, man, I got to get off my screen. Get off my screen right now. Get off my screen now. I mean, What was that? Like, literally, what suit? Is that what we gonna talk about? So it's also a passive aggressive. You hate cops too. I caught that part. You hate cops. You say anyway. I'm triggered. I'm beyond triggered. But now, do y'all see? Yeah, she's beyond an irregular. That's right, Peg. Beyond an irregular. A demon. That's right, Matt. I mean, a child with cancer, and you want to say, oh, well, if he becomes a cop, hope he didn't kill himself. Man, oh man. It's some evil people in this world. I tell you what, that's a real thing. You know, good and evil, that's still really going on.
What you want?
Now, let's go to DJ Daniel. Let's hear from him. All right, let's hear from him just in general, not about Nicole Wallace, but just about his life and what he got going on a little bit. Let's hear from Mr. Daniel.
What you want to know the craziest part? Because my mom bathes me and my brothers all together. And out of nowhere, I locked up. And then my dad was calling my name, and I started going to the slow thing. And he said, "Stop playing with me." And I then I started to act, I ain't gonna lie, I started to act slow. And then as soon as he said that, we were speeding all the way, running lights, going to the hospital.
So what it sounds like he's saying is, when he was a child, he was bathed together with his siblings. And then something happened. Something just clicked. Now, what I heard later was that he was exposed to a chemical. I don't know what the chemical was.
And then next thing you know, I was seasoned on the table. They said, "No, we're going to have to go in his brain tonight." Ever since then, I had 13 brain surgeries. And that's how many times my personality has changed. And that's something that you don't hear from a terminally ill child. They had 5 months to live. I'm going to keep on going until my gas tanks run out. And that's when God calls you home. You never know when God's going to call you home. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my dad. I know he's pretty proud of me, and I'm pretty proud of him too. And I'd like to thank President Trump, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today.
Right on. So yeah, 13 brain surgeries. Imagine that, 13 brain surgeries. Hey man, you're a tough kid. And they told him he had months to live years ago, and he's still here. So he had a purpose, has a purpose. Shout out to DJ Daniel. Now here's DJ in the Oval Office with his dad. And his family.
Good looking family, huh?
There's one more thing I got for you, a big hug.
Okay, good. That's very nice. Look at that family you got, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very nice. How are you? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. That was a big evening last night, right?
Yes, it was.
That was a big evening. What a good.
Now, you know what the media said about the hug? You know what the media said? Hold on. You want to see what they said? All right. So, hold on. The Independent. Watch Donald Trump's awkward reaction to 13-year-old honorary Secret Service agent hugging him. It's like everything that this dude does, it's got to be like the worst thing in the world. It's like, come on. You got to just have this perfect reaction whenever somebody does something, or else you're somehow a racist. I don't know. I think it was great for Trump to invite a young man to the speech, and to the Oval Office. I thought it was a great thing. But you know, people are just haters, I suppose. Alrighty. Now, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I think I got him on Fox.
Join us right now on the...
I got him on Fox. All right. RIP to the headphone users.
Heels has been this very exciting night. That 13-year-old cancer survivor, DJ Daniel, and his dad, Theodis. Good morning to both of you.
Sir, good morning.
So DJ, you're up in the gallery. The president is talking about you, and then you heard what he said, and your eyes got wider. What were you thinking?
I was not expecting that. Nobody even told us, even though that they knew. They didn't even want to tell us.
Well, so what did they tell you about going to this event last night, this joint session, to get you there?
Well, really and truly, I wasn't expecting it to be like that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it was something. And there you are with all the most powerful people in the world. You've got I know Elon Musk was there and everything else. Dad, let's talk to you a little bit about this. I know ever since your son was diagnosed with brain cancer, as he's gone through his treatment and his surgeries, he has made it a quest to try to be sworn in as an honorary member of law enforcement to as many agencies as possible. How is that going?
Well, I'm his dad, but I realized I became a chauffeur. So
driving him around.
I found him driving him all across the nation and relentlessly and tirelessly get him there. Because the Texas Children is considering his swearing as treatment, so we utilize that. And his brothers are actually his medical support too.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And so he's been sworn in by 909 different agencies. But DJ, last night, you officially became a member of the Secret Service. That's the coolest one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, I know you did talk to the First Lady. You have not spoken to the president directly. He, I think, is watching right now. What would you like to say to Donald Trump?
I like to say thank you to him, and I hope he got his cowboy hat, because I bought him a brown one from Texas, but I'm not sure if they got it out the thing where they check it, because the dog had to sniff it and stuff like that.
I got a feeling after you just said that, they're going to make sure that he gets it.
Yeah, hey, Trump got to get that cowboy hat. Trump, if you're listening, get the cowboy hat, put it on. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, so shout out to DJ Daniel and Dad. It's always a good thing how your dad right there, right with you when you're going through whatever you're going through. So shout out to them. Always a good thing. But yeah, what was your moment from the speech that you remember? What did y'all like? DJ Daniel, of course, the young man. Some of the things that Trump is talking about, the border being closed, some of the waste, fraud, and abuse we've uncovered. When they went to Elon, when they went to some of the people in the audience, like what was your moment during the actual speech? Y'all let me know. Alrighty, we got some calls. I'm gonna still use the same number for right now. I'm gonna still use the same regular 434-658-1220 number for right now. And I think by the time Saturday gets here, I'll be using a new number, but you guys will know that when I use it. But there it is right there for now, 434-658-1220. And also for now, there's an email in the description if you want to get on through video in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That's going to be Skype for now, but probably by Saturday I'll have a different video option. I think I'm going to look at Discord. I'm going to look at everything and see what the best one for me is, because it's one thing to be told which one is the best, but when I'm actually using it, I got to be able to use it easily and make things look the way I want to look and operate the way I want to operate. It needs to be reliable. It can't be crashing and halfway working. It's got to be on point. So we'll see which one makes the most sense. And hopefully I can get one that's browser-based. That'd be the best thing. If it's browser-based, that'd be perfect. All righty, but we got super chats on deck. I'm going to read these. Then I'm going to get to the calls. The number still is 434-658-1220. I'll get to the calls in a minute. I think it's Rita's Lover for being a member for 28 months and saying, hello, ABL. Thanks for the content. Love from the fam. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Brent Armstrong, who says, dang, I didn't know our retired Chicago police officer friend passed. She did. RIP. Thank you to Lou Maldonado, who says, ABL, you're based, with the glasses emojis. Shout out to AV. I didn't see you in here, AV, earlier. AV says, you never be Paw Paw. That's right. That's right. Never Paw Paw. Thank you to Dolores Renteria, who says, nothing but a super chat. I appreciate you for that, Dolores. Thank you to Trav, who says, as active duty, I might go to jail. I'm scared. Hey, man, let's not go to jail. Let's stay free from the penitentiary. No big rocks, little rocks in your future, bro. All right. True North says, oh, you gifted 10 ABL. Thank you for that. For gifting 10 ABL memberships. And thank you to Liam Mazzina, who says, did I hear about John Cena heel turn? I've not watched wrestling in so many years. I don't know who's face, heel, none of that. So I don't know. I think when John Cena came along, that was pretty much the end of me watching wrestling consistently. I might pop in occasionally, see my girl Jade Cargill. I might pop in and watch something like Ring of Honor wrestling, a more scaled down version of wrestling. I might watch it occasionally, but I don't watch it enough to know the storylines. But shout out to John Cena. Is he still wrestling? I mean, John Cena been around for a long time. How old is John Cena? 40. Well, he's not that old. 47. You know, he's not like Hogan. I think Hogan was like 55 in 1985. But anyway, shout out to Bob K. MIT who says, ABL, what did you think about that little cop kid last night? Well, you just heard what I thought. I thought it was amazing. Thought it was brilliant. Shout out to DJ Daniel. Thank you to True North for gifting another 10 ABL memberships. Thank you to Boomhauer who says, that speech last night was golden. Old man shakes cane that cloud, get kicked out. And that little boy got me. It was a perfect moment in time. Go Trump. Right on. Thank you to True North again for gifting 10 more ABL memberships. All right, True North. Like, what's going on? Hey, True North got money. True North got all the money. True North, let me hold about $5. I'll get back to you on Friday. All right. Shout out to Tim the Beard for gifting memberships. I appreciate you, boss. Thank you to Thomas for your emoji super chat. Thank you to Tim the Beard who says, please tell me you guys saw Zelenskyy dancing in heels. Les showed me the TikTok. It was awful. I did see that, but I wish I could unsee it. I ain't trying to see all this action on the chest or nothing like that. I wish I could just unsee that. Shout out to Dick Bollenberg for becoming a member. Thank you to Bob K. MIT who says, we didn't need a new law for the border, just a man named Tom. That's right. Shout out Tom Homan. Thank you to True North who says, I appreciate you all from a fellow Canadian. Shout out to the Great White North. Thank you to True North again who says, YouTube has daily maximum. I can't send you hundreds of memberships. I even tried calling my bank to figure it out. Wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you to Nespo who says, this was obviously good versus evil, and the media reflected it. God bless this child and his father. 100% correct. Absolutely. Thank you to True North again who says, I'm sorry, I tried to give money. YouTube says I can't donate anymore. I tried to give you more because I care about you. Hey, man, I appreciate you for whatever you do. Thank you. And thank you to Liam Mazzina again for your super chat. I appreciate you for that. All right, time for the calls. The number to call is still 434-658-1220 until Saturday. Then it's going to change. It'll change right before Dallas Savings times. Y'all know the clocks go forward on Sunday. And that's going to be a pain in my hind parts if I never had one. But I'm glad we get more sunlight. I like to be outside when it's not dark at 5 o'clock. Give me I like for the day to last until 8, 9 o'clock with daylight. That's always a good thing for me. So it's pros and cons. I don't want to lose the hour, but I also want to gain the sunlight. So pros and cons. All right, let's go ahead and get cracking. Again, the number to call, 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. It'll just be you and I on the phone, and that's it. All righty. And let me get my sound together, and then we shall be ready to roll. One thing about Google Voice, I don't have to do all this preparation beforehand. I could just go ahead and get straight into it. But y'all will see come Saturday. All right, let's go. 573 on the line, speaker 2.
Anthony Brian Logan, it's JoJo.
All righty, what's going on?
JoJo from Chicago. I haven't talked to you in a while, brother. So, the first thing I want to say, man, is Nicole Wallace is a moron. And I don't hate her, but she's a moron. And as far as DJ Daniel, he's a hero. And I praise that little dude, and I love him. And I want to recite a poem that I added something onto for your new listeners that hadn't heard it before. You want to hear it?
Go for it.
So it's the politician's motto. You'll recognize it. I wrote it a long time ago, back in 92, and I recited it on, your program one time a year or so ago. But I added a little something onto it now that Trump's in office. So if you don't mind, I'm going to give it. You ready?
Go ahead.
Politicians encompassed with power divine, living their lives in a place so sublime, stepping on the little to get to the big, taking your money to fatten their pig, using the media to blind and misguide you, breaking the laws that they've made to bind you. This country was founded in God we trust. The politicians' motto, in greed we lust. Yet let me make it perfectly clear. The fact is this, that Trump is here. He's no politician that sells us all out. He's simply a businessman that knows what it's all about. So if I were he, my motto would be, God bless America, for this we shall see.
Right on, man. Thank you for the.
What do you think of that, brother?
Hey, sounds good to me, man.
Hey, man, I'm glad to talk to you guys, man. Love all you. Love what's going on with Trump and what he's doing, man. Everything's going to be good. Yeah, I don't even want to hate on no one else, the Democrats and all that hoopla and the address and not standing up and clapping. Yeah, that's terrible. That's all terrible, man. But things will be greater later. Love you, brother.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yup, peace.
All right, shout out to the caller. Somebody said thumb snapping. That's funny. Like that. I can't even do it. All right, but yeah, shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Let's go to 253. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, hey, ABL, what's up, man? I swear to God, I didn't think I would get through.
Well, you're on the line, boss. What's going on?
Hey, so I was thinking about when I was just listening to your show, that woman that was talking to DJ, the little kid. Is that the first time that the Democrats actually said on TV that the cops didn't get killed by MAGA guys? Because she said that the cops committed suicide, right?
Yeah.
Is that the first time they ever said that out in public like that?
Well, I don't know if she was saying that that's not. I'm not sure she was saying that's the only way that they died. I think she was just using that to be evil and just give the ultimate shock value.
Yeah, I got you. But look, I wanted to give my thoughts on last night. So, like, I heard a couple people saying that, it was a pretty good speech. I voted for Trump. I was like, I don't think it's a good speech. I thought it was a great speech. Like, I don't know what that guy was on last night. I don't know if he took the Mario Star or Pac-Man pellets or whatever. But when he was talking, man, he had me in my living room punching that air saying, let's go. So, like, I never heard Trump. He was in rare form last night. So just to hear a guy like that, our president, bringing back masculinity, coming in rare form, hitting the Democrats in the mouth, not shying away from anything. And then that one guy that got kicked out, I was in my living room. I was like, all right, it's starting right now. Please, please, please don't let any black people do anything stupid. 5 minutes into it, guess what happened? I was like, oh, my God, man. So anyway, look, I thought it was great last night. And the DJ thing, I forgot the kid's last name. What's his last name?
Daniel.
Yeah, so DJ Daniel. So, like, that's the part that I didn't watch. I can't watch stuff like that because I got a 9-year-old son. And it just hits me too hard. So, like, when I seen that pop on screen, I was like, oh, what's going on? And when I noticed what was going on, I was like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm not watching that because I'm not about to start crying in my house, So, like, when I see military videos of, like, when a military guy comes and surprises his wife or his daughter or his son, the videos I cannot watch is when the military guy comes home and he surprises his son. Because that's just like raw emotions. I can't watch it because I'll start crying. So the DJ thing, I didn't watch that. One of the parts that I really enjoyed last night was J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance was having the time of his life last night, if people didn't notice. I mean, he was behind Trump. He was holding in so many laughs. Trump was hitting the Democrats with punchlines, and J.D. Vance like, oh, my God, I can't believe this is happening right now. So I could see him holding in the laughs. So, yeah, I was getting a kick out of that. And one more thing, I thought one of the powerful moments for me last night was when, I think his name is Mike Johnson, right?
Yeah, Speaker of the House.
Yeah, so when that guy with the cane, pimp named Slickback, when he was talking his trash, like, obviously it was staged and he was trying to get kicked out. When he was doing his thing and Mike Johnson gave him a couple warnings, he was like, I'm about to get you put out of here. And the part that got me, he was like, all right, Sergeant at Arms, come get this fool, get him out of here. It's something about when he said, Sergeant at Arms restore order. I don't know, man. I was like, man, that is a power play right there. So, shout out to those guys. Shout out to Trump, J.D. Vance, Mike Johnson. Kash Patel, he was definitely my favorite pick. Kash Patel was definitely my favorite pick. I like Pete Hegseth. And, yeah, man, let's just keep it going as Republicans. Hey, do you mind if I shamelessly plug my channel real quick?
Go for it. Go ahead.
What up? Black Suburban Dad Reviews here. I've been super chatting a little bit lately, but yeah, I've been watching you for years, dude. Like, you got me to come out. You, Tatum, and Amazing Lucas, that crazy guy. Y'all got me to come out of the closet as Republicans. Shout out to you, man, for real. Shout out to you. Black Suburban Dad Reviews.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
For sure, man. Appreciate it. Take care, man.
All right. Shout out to the call. Shout out to him. And shout out to you guys watching. I appreciate y'all for joining. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, let's go. 859, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, ABL, how's it going? It's your Libertarian friend. How's it going?
Everything.
Your show is just relaxing. And I don't know why I'm just making a few rounds of my orders and stuff like that. I was listening to your show. And I swear, recently, Zelenskyy, hearing him cry, it's just music to my ears. It really has been. And the President of the United States, there's some things about the President I do like and don't like about him, but recently when he put him in this place to say, listen, we're not going to pay for war, I swear I jumped for joy, and I just don't understand why all the people are so angry. The supposed unquote unquote liberals are so angry that we're not going to war. You would think that would be the opposite of that back in my era, back when I was like the anti-Bush era. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because they brainwash, so whatever they're brainwashed to support, they'll support it, even if it doesn't, it won't help them. If it's nonsensical, if it's destructive, it doesn't matter because they've been brainwashed to support it.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. And it's not our fight. It's not our war. And why we're sticking our nose into this problems. This is why this is like one of the reasons why like the whole hippie culture and the whole liberal culture came around was the anti-Vietnam stuff. And like several years later, doing the opposite. They're just like, hey, let's support bombing kids over in some like European country, over in some like trailer park. It's disgusting. And I think what it is everything becomes so mainstream it becomes the opposite of counterculture to the point that it becomes the mainstream. It becomes the mainstream media, and it's kind of sad that the word liberal doesn't mean anything anymore. It really doesn't. It's like a dirty word now. Thanks now thanks to the other liberals who don't know what they're talking about, and that's his life,
Exactly.
Oh, shoot. Hey, I got an order, my friend. Hey, nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking my phone call, ABL. I really appreciate it, man. Love the content, and hey, give a shout out to the chat. I know they like to make jokes about me, and I'm a dark sense of humor kind of guy. So see you around, bro.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
No problem. See you later.
All right, shout out to man for the call. We'll certainly appreciate him. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Let's go to 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
How you doing, ABL?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. Just called in. I've been trying to get a hold of you about this Discord thing. You wanted to go that route.
Okay.
And we can talk a little bit about the politics and everything.
All right, so let me know what's going on.
I just think that I think Trump's doing a great job. I think he's helping families like mine. I've got 5 kids and wife and I, little homestead. We just took in a family that house burned down, and now we got 15 people in the house. So it's just it's hard right now, for everybody. And we got chickens and goats, and we're just trying to feed ourselves and take care of what we can.
Right on, absolutely.
What's your other option for, you said something about Skype. What were you going to do other than Discord?
I'm not sure. I think for now I have the phone number solved. I'll use Google Voice, but if I can use a program that allows me to do voice and video in one, I may use that. So I was asking the chat, and the chat was saying Discord might be an option. And
Discord's a lot of fun, dude, because you get everyone involved too. Like I ran in a gaming sense, but multiple like large game style hardcore kind of stuff gaming, and we would Discord and on video, and you can live feed everything right through Discord, and you can set up your own channels. You can have like any amount of channels you want. You can build it into the program. You have Autobots, so it will you can play music in the background. You can have auto language, so it'll automatically translate. People can donate as well directly through Discord right to you or to the channel itself to upgrade the channel. It's really, really cool.
Okay, now the question is, can someone call me through the way you're doing right now with this phone number? Can they call me on Discord that way?
Through a number?
Through a phone number, yes.
You can what you can do is make a special room within the channel that is just for call-ins. I don't know if there's a way to assign it a specific number, but they could log into your Discord channel, become a member or subscriber into the Discord channel, and then they could go in. If they get access to that room, they could call in through that room. Once you assign them you basically give them a tag, like their levels. You can assign levels to people. If they're a member 1, member 2, member 3, and so on, you can assign people a certain level based on their activity. It's how we did it in the gaming side of things. I don't know how that would work for you, but it's incredible for that kind of thing. If you wanted to build your channel, like there's a bunch of guys that do that. I don't know. You know who Ryan Hall is? He does like weather.
No, I don't.
Hall, y'all. It's like Ryan Hall, y'all. He does a weather channel. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Reed Timmer, like all them guys, they have Discord channels as well, so they can converse with their members and everything.
I mean, it sounds good, but the thing is, most people are not going to be that technically savvy, because you got to understand, not everybody even is going to be on the computer or their phone. It's going to be kind of confusing. I want it to be where people can call with the number.
You do both.
But let's listen to what I'm saying. I want it to be simple. No log up, no nothing. Just take your cell phone out, call a number. You could call me. I want it to be so simple like that.
No, that was cool. It took me a minute to get in, and Sherry's like, just keep calling.
Right on.
So it was I mean, it's good. I'm glad I got to talk to you. I've been trying for a couple, about 3-4 days now, probably get all of you. But
well, I'm glad you got on, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
I watched you through I even watched you on the night of the election. I watched you instead of watching mainstream because it's pointless.
Right on, man. Absolutely. Well, I don't mean to catch you right here, but I got a few more calls I want to get to. Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
All right, now.
I'll hit you up.
All righty.
Message me on there.
I got you, boss.
If you want to look in the Discord a little bit more.
All righty.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right. Shout out to the caller. I hear what he's saying, but I know people are not going to do all that. They want to just call the number. I know people, they're not going to, nope, they want to just call. And then people have different levels of technical capabilities. Discord is cool, but it's only for a certain kind of person, in my humble opinion. Let's go 801. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
What's up, ABL? This is Mac. All right, so yeah, I wanted to talk about that Nicole Wallace lady again.
Yeah.
yeah, what she said was pretty messed up. But the one thing that I found was kind of funny was like, of all the cops that she had to bring up, like the examples, like this is how you know like the left doesn't have any talking points, because she had to bring up the cops that were at the J6. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the cops that were hurt, if you take them all like within the last probably 5 years, most of them were probably hurt from Democrats or like Democrat riots or, you know, marching, than they were against, you know what I mean, like conservative people. So the fact that she had to bring that one incident up, just to put down conservatives, like I just thought that was pretty stupid. And then like even more messed up, like this is a black kid. I thought they were all about like DEI hire, you know, or DEI and this and that. Like this kid's a black kid. Like just goes to show that, you know, Trump, he's not racist, but then at the same time, like her true colors came out, like how she really felt about this kid. You know what I mean? And so like I don't know, I just thought like she's pure evil. And then like I don't know if you covered this, but like, you know, the whole Pam Bondi thing that's been going on this week.
Yeah, I've been
like
watching it.
How she, like, so like my whole thing is, I think people are making it kind of a bigger deal than it is. I think what happened was she just pretty much like she was just capping. That's all I think it was. Like she was caught up in the moment, talking to Jesse Waters. I mean, good looking dude. You know, she's also like good looking, but when she's caught up in the moment talking to this guy, like, and I see this happen a lot with like friends and family. When they get caught up, they just throw things out there that they know they can't do, like promises they can't keep, but they just like say it just to impress. I think she was kind of caught up in that like last second type thing, trying to impress Jesse Waters because he's, you know, Mr. Prime, you know. And so like I think a lot of conservatives are kind of blowing it up more than it should be. Like she definitely doesn't have it like the other picks that Trump picked, where they just put their foot down and just go to work and just straight up. I think she's more on the softer side, where she's trying to please people and trying to make people happy and saying things that she probably shouldn't be saying. I don't know. That's just my like little take on the whole Pam Bondi thing. Some people are just blowing it up and making it kind of a big thing. Like it just seems like, and then the left is taking off with this whole narrative, like we hate each other because of that. Like I don't know, just I think it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. But I just hope Pam Bondi just go to work and just release those files, you know, when time is right or whatever. But yeah,
right on, man.
My whole thing. But yeah, man, keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you later, bro. Take care, man.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
All right, shout out to the caller. I mean, the whole Pam Bondi thing, I've not really been. I've been looking at it, but I've not really been paying that much attention. I've kind of seen some things, but it's just like whatever. It ain't really no big deal to me, to be totally honest. Like I say, I'm just more concerned about the country being on the right track. All the other little stuff is not necessarily my concern. Who am I speaking to? 757, you're on the line.
Oh, hey, I didn't even know you would get me. What's going on, ABL?
Everything's good, man. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I just got a quick question, man. What do you think about the BRICS currency and how it can potentially destabilize the economy?
I mean, it could be something that may affect us, because if countries get rid of the dollar as a reserve currency, it'll affect the United States. But I still think the United States is very important to the world. So although it will affect us somewhat, I don't think it'll cause us to collapse, because if we collapse, the world is going to be in trouble.
Okay, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, then. That's pretty much it, man. Hey, this is your channel. You mind if I put out my Twitter?
Go ahead.
All right. Y'all follow me. My name is Vince_757. And I appreciate everything you do, ABL. Keep up the good work, man.
Well, dude, man, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to my 757 Virginia brethren, Vince 757. Shout out to him. All righty. But the Brits currency, I mean, that could cause a ripple, but I'm not quite sure that it's going to really, you know what I mean? I think that there was still, you still got to contend with the United States. We're not going to be dead in the water, in my humble opinion. You know, if the U.S. has problems, the whole world has problems. You put it to you like that. I mean, you can see what's happening right now with this little bit of U.S. aid money. That the U.S. aid money going away, oh, people are already starting to cry all over the world. It's like, well, look, I'm sorry you cannot have your $2.5 million for a transgender opera in Ukraine or whatever you got going on. Okay, I'm sorry. I know that was going towards somebody's rent, mortgage, whatever they got going on, but it was not supposed to go to that. It was supposed to go to the transgender opera, and that's not a good thing. It's not good to sponsor a transgender opera, and it's even worse for the transgender opera money to go toward your palace in your country of origin, while those around you live in squalor. Let's go to 209. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, how you doing? This is Tony from California.
All righty, what's going on?
Yes. I was just calling about the little boy last night, DJ. That really touched my heart. It brought tears to my eyes. And some of these people that's coming against him, like the fake news coming, how they said is going against Trump, against the little boy being there and all that. I think that's just crazy.
Yeah, it was a mess, man. But people, they get to be evil like that. They let politics get in the way. And they just, you see their true colors when they faced with some kind of adversity or something like that.
Yes, you're right. And I just want to see now the Republicans, every time only thing they be doing is going to court and do this. I want to see some people arrested for stealing this money. It's time for them to get some big balls, like they said, get some balls to start arresting these people, put them under the jail. And I think Trump is doing a great job just to let him keep it up, and we need to continue to pray for him for his safety.
Right on, man. Absolutely. I agree with you.
Yes. That's all I have to say tonight. That's my first time calling in, and keep up the good work, ABL.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, you're welcome. Good night. Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. I mean, hey, I see no lies. No lies are being told there. He is right on point. Shout out to him. Good call. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I don't know what I'd do without you. Let's go to 501. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, yeah, this is Robert.
All righty, what's happening?
Not much. You just got to saying something about USAID.
Yeah.
So did you see what just happened with the Supreme Court?
I think they allowed some of the money to continue on.
But no, it was a 5-4 decision going, with the Democrats, basically stopping the pause from a lower district judge.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. No, I didn't know if you talked about that tonight.
Nah, I mean, I feel like it's going to be an ongoing thing. It's going to be a battle. That's all. It's just going to be a court battle. It's going to be another way they got to go around it. Like, I didn't think they would just let that money go so easily. It's going to be a fight in court, but ultimately, I think we're going to win that.
So do you think Amy Coney Barrett is a turncoat?
I don't know. I don't know what her decision-making process was. I don't really know. I know that it's difficult to expect everything to go exactly our way, even if you have the Supreme Court in your favor. I knew that the whole thing with USAID was going to just be a battle, and hopefully we win it.
All right, that's all I want. All right.
All right, Aaron. Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't get discouraged about that. I feel like it's just going to be a battle. There was a Supreme Court decision, but that was just on that thing. It's going to be a bunch of back and forth. Just like with Trump, okay? Oh, like people were kind of afraid about Trump. Oh, is he going to go to jail? No, he ain't going to go to jail. They're just trying to keep him caught up in court action to prevent him from campaigning. See how that worked? See how that worked? All you did, really, Democrats so dumb. They say the thing that you can identify somebody who watches a lot of left-leaning television or leftist television. Oh, Republicans, you guys are so dumb. That's a talking point they use all the time. They try to say that they're just dumb. That's the reason why they don't like the left, is because we don't know anything. But they're so dumb. They had a strategy of keeping Trump wrapped up in court and off the campaign trail. But the more he was in court, the more we galvanized behind him, saying, hey, look at what y'all doing to this man. Y'all treating him unfairly. People began to empathize with him who may not have even been on the side before. You just created more fans. And then y'all tried to delete him. That didn't work. Of course, it won't going to work. You just made him become legend. Everybody, black, white, Puerto Rican candy stripe, when they saw the fight, hey, that's a leader right there. He got shot in the head and kept on going. Joe Biden could never. Joe Biden and a bag of sand are mortal enemies. A bullet, oh my goodness. It don't matter if it was 15 feet away, it would have been good night. Okay, let's keep on going here. You're on line speaker to 517.
Hey, ABL, it's me, Kevin. You remember me, the nervous Christian guy?
I think I may remember you. What's going on?
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. I just wanted to say this. It's just, it irks me so bad. I have dealt in my life. I know a lot of people have dealt with narcissists in their life, and you know, probably one of the. Have you ever dealt with a narcissist in your life, ABL?
I don't really know, man. I feel like that word is sometimes misused. I'm not saying you misuse it, but I feel like it's used a lot, and it's kind of a newer term. I'm not quite sure what it is. Although yeah. I've read it, and I still don't really know what that is.
Yeah, I mean, I've studied. See, my mom is a narcissist, and she's kind of psychopathic.
Let's pause.
Sure.
What is a narcissist? Can you tell me?
A person that is who is trying to take he's basically a control freak.
Okay.
A person that uses evil tactics to gain control over you if they don't like you or they find something they don't like about you.
Okay.
And well, I dealt with my mom most of my life, and she's very narcissistic. And if you were winning a fight, she would all of a sudden take stuff like throw plates at you. And you know, she married a guy that was very narcissistic as well. And they would throw plates and beat you up and, you know, lock you in your bedroom and do stuff like that to me. And I grew up with that. And you can, a person that's grown up next to a person like that can identify people that it's easier, I should say, easier to identify people that are like that. That woman who was talking about DJ Daniels, it just reminded me of all the times my mom tried to take something that was good just because I was happy. And she tried to do things because she felt like she wanted to, I guess you'd say, take control of the situation or make me feel bad for all the things that she thinks I put her through. The woman that was explaining that, or to DJ, couldn't even accept Trump winning a fight, where she had to somehow, even at the brink of sounding just cruel, and she was willing to say something so dirty and so evil, just because she wanted to take control away from Trump again. It's just it's a sign of psychopathic behavior. I grew up with it, and I'll tell you right now, I still am afraid of people because my mom used to beat me all the time when I was a kid for just doing stuff like not being able to read at the level she thought I was supposed to read. She can never be happy with me. She never treats me fair. Everything that she does has something to do with her everybody's looking up to her like she's some kind of great, wonderful human being. And one of the reasons I'm still nervous is because of a lot of things that I went through. And I'll tell you right now, when I heard that woman say that about DJ, just let the kid be happy. Just let her be happy for once. You don't have to make this anything more than what it is. Just let the boy be happy. Even if it's Trump, even if it's anybody. The kid doesn't have many chances to be happy in his life. Let the fucking kid be happy in his life once. If you can't live this way, I will slap you in your face. I just want you to go away because you have no care for the poor little kid. This kid doesn't get that many chances. He's got one. Trump, I don't care who it was. If it was Biden giving it to him, I would have been happy. The poor kid is in the middle of a confrontation. And the only thing he's thinking about is probably suicide, saying, "Oh, I did something wrong," or I said, "You didn't do anything wrong, my man. You just can't please some people."
That's right, man. That's right.
No matter what you do.
I got you, man. And for me, I can hear your voice. I can hear your pain. Just breathe for me, man. Just take a few deep breaths.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, because I understand. I totally get it, and I understand how seeing somebody like that can trigger your emotions. I get it, 100%, man. And I think that you're right. People like that are bad people, and I've seen that in Nicole Wallace for a very long time. So if you ever come across someone who is like that, anybody that's listening, that kind of behavior is not normal, man. So hopefully you
don't have to kill yourself.
Yeah, you don't have to do that, man.
God will be with you.
That's right. All day. God will be with you, 100%.
Yep. So I just wanted to say that because it just irked me so bad when I heard her say that. I was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, just trying to control the situation. Let the kid enjoy his life or whatever is left. I hope it's lasts forever. It never ends.
Right on, man.
I just thought I'd say that, ABL.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
You too. But God bless you, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, now. God bless. All right. Shout out to the caller. Hey, man, I can tell that was on his chest. It's like, you just feeling these emotions. Hey, man, I understand. I get it. 100%. So shout out to you, boss. Shout out to you. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. 504, get online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
All right. Shout out to you and all the callers. And a very good night. And also, I like the patience you have with the callers. Very cool. And so basically, I have some things to talk about, which are the topics that are being mentioned. But I'll say that I ate a salad I made out of the daikon plant that I grew, and it was very good.
Very good. That's very organic, straight from, what's that, garden and table?
Yes. Very. And also put Japanese sauces and things on it. It was very nice. And also, I'll say that, yes, Trump did excellent in his speech and his presentation, and I liked everything he did, and I like how he was calling out with the Democrat side, and I think it's very immature and very stupid of them to not stand up and clap out of respect. So I think they've done some very inappropriate things by not participating.
Oh, absolutely. Very, very inappropriate, but they don't really seem to care too much, unfortunately.
Right, and I think that a lot of these people may have evil motives, and other people are just have Trump derangement system. Not Trump derangement system, that could be a thing, but syndrome, rather. So much that they can't see the obvious of anything good that he did. Because I think there's something across the board that both sides could agree on. And I think if a child, a young person, had some brain surgery, any age really, and they were given a special, position and recognition, I think that's something that everybody should agree on, and I think it was extremely evil for that lady in the media to say about him deleting himself. And you know what? Actually, I think if he experienced something traumatic, he's so strong, what he went through. I think, none of us, or not many of us, have gone through a brain surgery like that at such a young age. He's so strong, I'm sure it would just be a breeze to him.
Exactly, 100%. I mean, he's gone through the trial by fire that many of us would never even have to experience. So he's definitely a strong and resilient person.
Right. And I think that, people that hate, they're just machine people that have no hearts. And those people that hate and that bully, they're the ones that are the real weak ones.
Oh, all day long. Absolutely.
You know, they don't know any true friendships, you know, and it's the pity of those people because they don't care about their views and the money that they're getting. And they don't really get that many views anyway. They're going downhill. But yeah, so really that is just so sorry for them, and may God help them see their errors. And they'll feel really bad about it whenever they realize the wrong and evil they have done.
Absolutely.
Right. And I like the tariffs he's doing, and I like he's a very good businessman because you have to, you know, not blink. In the art of the deal, you know, Trump was talking about you have to be able to walk away. You can't just be controlled. And he's doing that to get the other countries and other companies to go along with this agenda he has about getting people back to America, the companies, and also having these leaders and stuff not take advantage of our country. I think that's a good tactic, in my opinion.
It really is. And, you know, he wrote the book on it, Art of the Deal, and he's doing it in real time. It's definitely working out well for him.
Right. And also with Zelenskyy, he, you know, that was people should watch the whole thing. Chat knows, most of the chat knows, understand. But a lot of people only would see parts of the media show, but a lot of the time they're getting, you know, having a good conversation. It wasn't too heated, but then Zelenskyy started saying stuff and he shouldn't be saying, and then they started getting heated for rightful reasons. And he was saying about what we're going to feel. And Trump's like, we're going to feel great. We're going to feel great.
Absolutely.
And I think it is good to see, which I've seen recently, that apparently Zelenskyy has changed his position and he wants to have peace now.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what should be the case. We all should want peace. And I think maybe sometimes you got to get forced into wanting peace.
Right. And I think it's good for Russia that they also want to come to the table and stop this because, you know, there was the Vietnam War and Americans got slaughtered over it. And there's the war in the Middle East that went on for like over 20 years. And there's these little proxy wars that aren't going to be won. And it's just, I'm glad that he wants to see this end. And like how liberals may have been in the past where they were against war and for peace. Now they're the complete opposite now.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that it is absolutely, you know, terrible what the other people are saying about Trump, because he's a very strong person also, that he was, shot at and he got up and put his fist up in the air. Yeah, I think that Joe Brandon, he's older and frail, but he's kind of like, seems like weak. But Trump was very strong to be able to, go through all of that.
Absolutely. That's a very difficult thing to go through. And most people are never going to experience it. Like, just like the young boy who had brain surgery, that's going to be a thing that is completely beyond most people's imagination.
Right. And cowards, that's what they are. The people on the other side that are being mean, they're complete cowards, and they would never have the courage or anything to go through that and become out strong. And like what Trump said, are the people, the founding fathers and the pioneers that came and were able to keep this country together. They couldn't be weak. It wasn't for the faint of heart. But these people, as I said, they're just a bunch of elites, kind of like the situation in France during their before the revolution, where they had these elites out of touch and stuff. That's basically what I think they're like.
Right. Absolutely.
And, with, communism, I was looking at, any time it was tried, it didn't work. And like, it just didn't go with human nature. And the group that takes over, they're the ones that just keep everything for themselves, it seems.
Right.
Yeah. And also with narcissism, I studied a lot about these things. It's about grandiose of self, and it's a very complicated disorder. And they're saying that, they say that everybody could have traits of it, but it's a very complicated thing. And it would be good for people to review those things, on their own. Because it's very, the name is thrown out a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of overused to the point where sometimes it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, sort of like saying someone's racist, things like that.
Yeah,
exactly. It just gets thrown out. Yeah. And also, before I go, I want to know how's the weather where you are?
It's pretty good. We had a small storm last night, but it's pretty good. It's like mid-50s. No rain or anything. It's pretty good.
Yeah, my power went out a few times yesterday, but then it's back. And yeah, right where I am, it's pretty cool weather.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, ABL, thank you so much for taking my call.
Thanks for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
All right, shout out to my main man, Alien Spaceship. Yeah, that little storm we had, I think I was talking about it last night when I was on the stream, like he might cut the power out, but the power never went out. But it was like, it kind of went around me. It's weird. And that same storm has now gone to the East Coast. It probably hit where he's at the same time it hit me, because we're kind of like up that way. It went from west to east, and now it's on the East Coast. 651, you know, Lauren, who am I speaking to?
Hey, so what do you think of the economic state of this country right now?
I think that we are on the upswing.
That's pretty good. What do you think about the tariffs?
Like, what's going on? Who am I speaking to?
I'm okay. My bad.
All righty. That was so weird. Like, was that like a fan, like some kind of groupie situation? I don't understand what that was, but anyway, shout out to the caller. All righty, a giggly troll. That's a new one. I've not had that one. Usually they say the N word right away and hang up. That's their favorite word, the N word. They love saying that because I can't do nothing to them on the internet, and they can't have any consequence. Like, they can't get fired from their job. But a giggly troll, that's a brand new one. I feel flattered. I feel like that was like, hey, you're so handsome. Hey, shout out to the giggly troll. I appreciate you. We need, hey, if I'm going to get giggly trolls, I prefer that over the N-word trolls all day long. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. That'll be a wrap for me tonight. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, if you enjoy what you are hearing in general from the channel, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah, that was really funny. The giggly troll, hilarious. I actually enjoyed that. That was fun. All right, that was fun. That was a lighthearted troll. You know what I mean? That was okay. It was all right. But anyway, shout out to you guys. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, know what to do. Give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And also, this is an audio streaming podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether they be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platforms and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. And of course, thank y'all for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you have done. I cannot do this show without you. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. Check me on Rumble. We got quite a few subs over on Rumble. Y'all know, if you just want to watch videos over there and not necessarily the YouTubes, you can do that over on Rumble. I'm very easy to find. Anthony B. Logan, ANTHONY, letter B, LOGAN. I'm verified over there. My videos are right here. It's really easy. If you want to subscribe to me on the Rumbles, link will be in the box, or just search me. I'm verified. I'm easy to find over on that platform. So I'm everywhere. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, never gonna call it X, Rumble. I still have a BitChute account as well, if I'm not mistaken, but Rumble is where you want to be for the alternative media platform. All righty. But again, thank y'all for joining. You guys are the best. I have some more super chats here. I got a few more. I got quite a few more. Let me just read these right quick. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Let me get a quick refresh because my screen is acting a fool. It is acting a plum fool. Let me get that refresh, and then we will read these. All righty, so where we at? Okay, there is kind of working a little bit better. Thank you to Leo Mazzino, who says, did you hear about John Cena's heel turn? Thank you to True North for gifting 10 ABL memberships. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who said, thank you for all that you do. Thank you, boss. I appreciate you. Thank you to Man in the Face, who said, keep it up, ABL. Life is good under Trump, and it will only get better. 100%. 100% correct. Thank you to Rebel Without a Reason, who says, what's your opinion about Andrew Tate? A lot of so-called conservatives have been entertaining this scumbag, including Patrick Bet-David and Candace. I understand why they're doing that, because he has a big audience and a big reach, but I'm not really interested in him, because a lot of the conservative people is weird. people will say something like, okay, we got to ban pornography. And then you want to highlight a guy who made his money off of OnlyFans. I don't get it. It's weird. So you can recruit girls to be on OnlyFans and make money for you. And so much so you got a whole operation going. You're running a cam girl business. That's how Andrew and Tristan Tate got their money. Not from playing chess, not from being an alpha chat on the internet. No, it was from the OnlyFans. And you got brought up on charges in Romania. Romania is different than the West. Romania, we're talking about Eastern Europe, Southern Europe. It's not the same as not even Germany, let alone the United States. In the USA, it's not really a big deal to get women to become part of a team that does OnlyFans. Now, if you get women to be part of a team that's doing street prostitution, that's called pimping and pandering. You can go to prison for that. But if you just get girls to do OnlyFans, that's not considered pimping and pandering. Although a lot of these girls that walk the streets also have OnlyFans. And of course, who's behind that? The pimp. So it's kind of a weird area. Now over there, it's not so much of a gray area. If you're involved in that kind of activity at all, whether online or offline, pimping and pandering, you can't do that. That's why they got brought up on charges in Romania. That's why. They were allowed to come home for a while. And of course, they fled. They took all their belongings from Romania and now they fled. If they go back to Romania, they're going to the penitentiary because they fled. So now you're back in the USA. He's still a hot commodity. People want him to be part of whatever they got going on because he's going to bring ratings and views and whatnot. However, this is one thing I always tell people. And if I'm preaching right here, please pardon me, but I got to say what I got to say. And I know you guys are going to listen and respect what I say. A lot of guys, when they're trying to start YouTube channels, they're asking me like get rich quick type questions. What can I talk about that'll get me some money and get me attention and get me subscribers? One guy, I ain't gonna say his name, good dude though. I was coaching him through starting this channel. As I've told y'all before, I'm a consultant for a lot of people. So new guy comes in, he's starting this channel, and he would call me all the time and ask me questions. And he would say, well, my videos are not getting as many views as they should. If I talk about this one subject, then I get more views than the other subject. But I'm like, yo, you can't be a one-trick pony. All you're going to do is talk about that one thing because you're chasing the views. What you want to do is produce good content consistently. If you're good enough, if you as a person have a strong personality, you got good content, people like what you got to say, you'll succeed. You don't have to go chasing the hot story or chasing the hot person. You need to be the person people come to for information, for entertainment, for whatever it is. You want to be the center of it. The topic should be ancillary, meaning you shouldn't be chasing the topic to get views. You should be able to generate views regardless. When you trying to go behind Andrew Tate, you chasing views. And when you chase views like that, your audience many times can tell. Therefore, your credibility is shot, if you had any, and people are only going to want to see you for that. So it's kind of a lose-lose. You get pigeonholed and you have lower credibility. Now, some guys do that and they have success, but it's not going to be for a long term. They're flashing the pan. To be totally honest, Andrew Tate is pretty much about to be on the way out. Fresh and fit guys like this, they chase, and it didn't work out. I got one last thing to say. Y'all know the woman Just Pearly Things, her YouTube channel. I'll say her name because what I said to her, I said it publicly. I didn't tell her behind closed doors. I don't got a phone number or nothing like that. I was trying to be a consultant a little bit, but I was not really that. Now, she had a really big channel. It was monetized, making a bunch of money, million subscribers, cranking them out. Now, what she decided to do was interview Nick Fuentes. I told her on social media, you could probably find the tweet right now if you look for it. I told her, listen, all you're going to do by interviewing him is nuke your own channel. You're going to get demonetized. I said it on Lead Attorney channel, matter of fact. On a live stream for Lead Attorney, I said this. All you're going to do is get your channel nuked because that's going to be a toxic, basically radioactive person. And of course, she disregards what I says. She interviews Nick Fuentes. And of course, she got demonetized. So, moral of the story is this. Don't go chasing clicks, ratings, views, especially when the person is radioactive, toxic, has already kind of been banned by others. All you're going to do is try to help them get out of this banned and censored space. It's not going to work, and you're going to suffer. So that's my story about that. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back live again on Saturday, same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have more super chats to read before I wrap it on up and put the bow on top. Thank you to Lou Maldonado for the thumbs up emoji. Rebel Without a Reason says Tate is on film beating a 15-year-old girl with a belt. See what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You just, and I understand some of you guys might not like what I said, but what I'm saying is correct. Some may not like that I say don't interview Nick Fuentes. Oh, don't let them win the ABL. You agree with censorship, ABL. No, I'm just a smart person. I use my brain. I've been self-employed 20 years. You cannot be self-employed 20 years of your life without having the brain. I've made the correct decisions and the correct moves. We've seen channels come and go. I'm still here, and I'm not going nowhere. I'll be Rush Limbaugh, 30 years. I'll be doing other things as I always do, but I'm going to always be able to do this. Some guys flash in the pan 1 year, 2 years, and it's over. If you don't want that to be you, listen to what I say and take heed to my advice. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, just read The Sociopath Next Door by Martha Stout to understand narcissism. Oh, just read it. Okay. I'll check that out. And also, book recommendations. I want you guys to read. What am I reading right now? I just got one book on Kindle. What am I reading? Yeah, this right here. Carter G. Woodson. Hold on. Can I just go back to the cover? Carter G. Woodson. It won't show me the cover. Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of the Negro. Please read it. Booker T. Washington, Up for Slavery. Also 2 good books. You know, to dismantle the white liberal from top to bottom. And also, you could be black, white, whatever. It is a book about self-determination, being able to be self-starting, self-motivated, rather than being reliant upon others. Good books to read. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I'll see y'all again on Saturday live. But I'm here all throughout the week putting out pre-recorded content. And until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.